absolutely stunning. Aren't hers just magical though? Magical. My poor Lola, now this is a cracker. This one's a cracker. It's another one, that star, another one that you can use to extend the image. So that image, because it's got little stars, that you can use to extend it. And I love the snail on that. So your snail would look lovely tucked in here as well. I might use him, might go back. See, what I love, that was your acorn fairy. Again, with this one. And this is the thing, I'm going through going, I could use that. That is a cracker because it's got the little stars, it's got the little dots. So you know when I was saying anything like this where you might have missed, dig that one out and that's a good filler inner. And I'm just talking about filler inners at the minute. And what I love about this, all of these have got a main image. I'm not even talking about the main image. It's just looking at all of these incredible extra foliage. Literally any of these I could use on this. Any of them. He is beautiful. I do quite fancy the stars from that, because on there, how wonderful will the stars be? And this is the thing, you can do so much with them. Last but by no means least, it's the dragonfly, and the dragonfly is divine. I love the wings that you've got them separate. The detail of the dragonfly is incredible, and I like the special birthday special friend. So of course you can do it however you fancy. Let's pop a little dragonfly on this one because I feel that we can. So, our beautiful dragonfly. You've got a few dragonflies. I'm absolutely going to go for the fancy one because it works. Now, if I'd have planned this, I didn't. I've gone proper off piece. Literally, my plan of action is whee. If I'd have planned it, I'd have done what I lovely. I can't remember the card with the dragonfly on it, but I've absolutely would have done that. Yeah, I'd have decoupaged it up, but. Look, how pretty is that? That's gorgeous. And now I want to put another button. I love this. I start off, right, a tiny little thing that I'm going to do. And then before I know it, it's like I've tried to use every stamp that's possibly here. You just get so carried away. Oh, do you know, it's joyful when you can just do that. Oh, no, I'm not going to waste him. I've inked him up. I won't waste him. I'll put him on that background because I've changed my mind. But what I want to do, I want to put a butterfly. So I'm going to have a dragonfly that corner, and then I can have a butterfly. Where do my butterflies go? In the other corner. Oh, Leone. Oh, Leone. It's all right, I am telling myself off. There, butterflies. Because that little beaut, look at this little beaut. That butterfly is adorable. Look, so this little butterfly is coming down here. Oh my gosh, fabulous. Isn't it pretty? Now, when you look at that, if I was only, and I should get a frame. If I was only doing that part, wouldn't that look beautiful? Do you know what I mean? If you're only doing like that bit, that would look amazing. The beautiful thing about this is however you look at it, it looks absolutely fabulous. And this is what I was saying about working on a bigger piece of card, and if something goes wrong, you can chop the bit off that you don't like. Because with something like this, there's so many elements that are strong that you'll be able to use. Now, the next one I'm using is the beautiful bunny. So pop that aside for a second, and we have got our incredible bunny. Now, the only way of getting that gorgeous little rabbit now is in the bundle. And he might be a freebie in that fantastic bundle. The bunny, I mean, he has got, it's not just your rabbit. All of this, the foliage on this is exquisite. You've got your happy birthday bunny, but then you've got all these little extras. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. Your bunnies and your dandelions. And let's face it, sorry, our Kim's throwing that fox sentiment round willy-nilly. Oh, I can't say it too much because it makes me too scared. I have to really think about it when I say it. Isn't it funny? I mean, it's only a few wrong letters for it to go so wrong. Okay, your big bundle, way over 80% of the stock gone. Please, please, please check your baskets out. Don't miss out on this. You will adore it. I guarantee you'll adore it. The quality is amazing. The imagery is just beautiful. And it's playing. Like, all of this is just playing. And honestly, It's ace. So stamping out, using Bockingford, look at that image. And I love it because every time you're going to get that gorgeous crisp image, you've got so much detail going on. Her little face is just, ooh, you just want to squid her. She's just adorable. Kim just wants to put her in her cheek. It is weird when you say it, babes. It's an odd one. So what I've done with this is then cut her out. So chopping that bit up, dink, and then chopping this bit up. Now this is something quite a lot of the design team have done actually, because like with something like this, you know, there was the one in the envelope. I bet I haven't got any envelopes knocking about, but pretend you had an envelope, or maybe, no, it doesn't matter. Oh, maybe you've got an aperture. Do you know what I mean? So anything like this, if you've got an aperture, look how gorgeous that would be in a little aperture. Do you know? And this is the thing. You can do so much with this, you know. It's one of those images. And I mean, you might not... Poor bunny. It might be just falling off the edge of your card. But it's absolutely beautiful. So you can do so much with that image. Chopping it up, honestly, definitely do that because it allows you to create something completely different. So what I've done, I've got my base. I've got my little bunny rabbit here. Now, where I was actually putting this is around one of the swags. So she's going to be sitting about here like this. But then what I've done is, oh, don't worry about the envelope. Oh, I suppose if you find, no, anyway. I've cut the flower out again. So I've stamped this again and just cut that middle section out and coloured it in. I wanted to colour this in because I wanted it to pop. I've coloured the bunny in, and you know what? For speed colouring, I've copied the packaging because let's face it, if you're going to be colouring them in, it's copy off our Cathy, because our Cathy, her packaging is beautiful. That is going to inspire you, and it's things like that that really help. You look at that and think, cool, I know where to go. And I tell you what, Cathy's really good at, she leaves that white space. When I colour an image in, because I'm not well, because I just don't really think about it, I don't leave white space. So actually copying off Cathy's, it trains your brain on what space to leave and not to be scared of leaving the white space, because actually it looks really good. So we've got that, we've got my little flower. So now it's just deciding how you want it to sit. So you don't have to put it in the same place because obviously you've cut it out. I've already cut the little hand, a little paw. So... look at that. How cute is that? And you can move it so it depends how you want it to sit. I kind of like that. So it is sort of hiding around the little flower. I think that looks ridiculously adorable. Isn't it cute? It's just so cute. So that's how it's going to sit. I haven't fussy cut all the flowers out because you don't really need to, but I have fussy cut one of the dandelions because I really like that. So that's how it's going to sit on my card. Before I stick it down, I'm going to add a tiny bit of colour onto here. And actually, funnily enough, I am going to use green. This is using the paint. So I've got some of the multi-surface paint, and I'm decided... I might cut the card. Let me just have a look when she's on it and see how she sits. So, no, I'm not going to cut any card because that's nice. She sits nice on that card. I might pop a little sentiment stamp. I wouldn't mind. Anyway, I'm not going to, but anyway, I'm not sure I'm going to chop any card off. Right, so taking my paint, I'm going to pop a little bit of my, my beautiful green apple, which is lovely. Now, the paints are gorgeous. I'm also going to take some of the meadow grass. They're beautiful. They're really shimmery and shiny and lovely. And they'll go on, it's a multi-surface acrylic, so they'll go on loads of different surfaces for you. And the coverage is just exquisite. What I want to do with this, really water this down. I don't want it too thick at all. And I'm only going to really lightly actually go around the cardstock. Now remember, it's Bockingford, so we know that we can really go for it with the Bockingford. We can add loads of water onto this and it'll work beautifully. So now I'm not going to wet my card initially because I still want a bit of control. I am going to water my paint down because I don't want it too heavy, but I'm just going to lightly, and I'm not with this side, I'm okay because I'm mainly covering it, but I'm just going to go in gently and start to colour the image. Now, I'm not being too precise with this. I'm just being really sort of gentle and getting a little bit of movement in there. Going to add a little bit of water, take off some of the paint from my paintbrush. I'm taking it off, and that means then I can start lifting this colour and moving it. So rather than picking up more paint, you actually take the paint off, move the colour that's on, and that allows you, can you see how it'll spread out now? And it'll give me that really beautiful shading. And I love that because the paint goes an awful long way. You're still getting that, that lovely sort of... that lovely colour, but it's the shimmer. You know, even when you've really watered it down, you get a sensational shimmer. So I'm just going around the frame. Now, don't be worried about the sort of lines. I'd like those. You know, where you get the kind of, the sort of scribbly lines that I'm creating with my paintbrush. I kind of like that because it adds that sort of mottled texture to your card. So again, just working round like so, and you're just bringing this round like that. Now I have put the other green out because I'm going to add a tiny bit of the extra green as well, just to get a bit of intensity in there. So just missing that dragonfly. I'm not worried about getting right up to his wings and being super careful like this. Ruth, hello Ruth. She said she couldn't resist the big bundle. I'm not surprised, Ruthie, isn't it adorable? And she said thank you for bringing us incredible stamps. I tell you what, it's the ladies we need to thank because their imagery is just amazing. They're so talented. Our lovely Kathy and Mel, so talented, and I know they watch as well. Hello, lovely ladies. Yeah, they were watching to see how we were going to say for fox sake. Every time. Women. It is funny though. I mean, how many times are you going to use that on cards? You're going to use that. Literally. Yeah. It could, yeah, just a background all over everything. I mean, it's just a story of my life. It could be, I tell you what, my happy planner. Every day I'd be like, oh, for fox's sake. Every single bill day. Yesterday we were making Christmas trees with my bills. Did you see that? So there's a book that we've got on our one day special show, and it's got this lovely little Christmas tree that's built up with like brown paper, and it looks like when I tear up my bills before I've opened the envelope. And they made it into a Christmas tree. I'm like, oh, isn't that a lovely way of recycling your bills before you even open them? But I did say don't do that, because that's not the way to do. That's why I've not got a house. Because I don't live sensibly. Anyway, there you go. What happened to my life? I do pay my bills, gas man, I do. People who are potentially going to help me get a house by rental. New landlords, I do pay my bills, honest. Shut up, Leonie. For fuck's sake. I love that I've a lady who've actually given me a reason to be able to say that on telly. I tell you what though, look, I even blush a little bit. I can feel a bit of a blush when I say it. It's too dangerous. Makes me a bit scared. It still makes me feel like I'm being naughty. Okay, beautiful. So now, how quick is that as well? So all you need to do, and what you would colour all this in, obviously, but then look. Build him up, and I'll use 3D foam tape, 3D foam. I am going to put my lovely 3D foam squares on it, just to show you. So you bob a little bit of 3D foam on your bonnet, like so. I'll pop some there as well. So that's my lovely little 3D foam on there. I should have put this on prior. I don't know why I didn't. I should have thought of that. So you've got your little, the little rabbit. That's the top. The flower. I won't put as much as I should because it's boring. So I'll put that there. And then we'll put some on his feet. Again, I would put more on, but for sake of demo and all that malarkey, let's just put 3 on. So 3 free bomb darts. And then I have made them same depth. I probably wouldn't, if I were doing this and thinking about it, I'd probably bring my flowers a bit further up. But so that wants to sit about there, like so. Then your little flowers, just decide where you're putting your flowers. So before you actually pop her a little hand, I've decided it's a little girl. So I'm going to have her about there, I think. There, perfect. So she's there. Oh. Isn't it adorable? Just adorable. And then you do your drop shadow. So around the edges of that, go in with pencil or a grey or whatever. Oh, I forgot to take my foam pad off. And do your drop shadow, because that'll just add that extra layer of colour to that. But isn't that adorable? And honestly, I could play and play and play with this for hours. We haven't got hours. In fact, it's already nearly 22 and limited stock on that big bundle. Please check your baskets out. Be a Freedom member. If you're a Freedom member, you get that extra discount. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we've got a little clip to tell you more. Have you heard of Freedom? Did you know that as a Freedom member, you could be making savings on every order you place? For just £7.97 a month, you will benefit from selected Freedom member discounts and complimentary standard delivery on every order you place. You will also receive our exclusive Freedom Members badge, giveaways and crafty updates. If you shop with a craft store more than twice a month, then Freedom is for you. Don't forget, your Freedom membership is flexible, so you can pause if you're going away, or you can cancel at any time you decide. So what are you waiting for? Give us a call or go to our website, quoting the item number 88888 and join Freedom today.
There she is, our lovely Leonie. Now, quick recap, because we are limited now on the full collection. So if you've got those in your basket, please, please, please check them out, because a lot of the individuals have already sold out. So you've got an amazing saving there of £15, but as Leonie just said, a further saving there of over £22 if you're a Freedom Club member. 643352 takes it right down to £67.46, and we can split that over 2 flexi-buy payments over August and September of £33.73. September and October. Yeah, August is finished with fee. I don't know what month it is. I'm going to show you one of my favourites. Catherine Mel, you're so clever. And the design team, we are loving your stamps. I'm just showing you this because this, I think, is brilliant. This is all the characters. You know, in a photo booth when someone's squidging their nose up, that's what reminds me of Bunny. And then this fella here, which is utter joy, is photo bombing. Oh, it's just brilliant. No, I just think that's just the best. They are just the best stamps, and all those worker stamps are just stunning. Those pink ink ladies, you are so clever. And the team, you are amazing. So we've got some beautiful samples. I'll just show you a few more from the team. Forgive me if we don't name check. There's our Sheila with the gorgeous foxes. There he is again. Photo bombing, I know. There's our beautiful Bunny that Kim wants to squirrel away at her cheeks. Look at it there. I love the little dandelion clocks. There is the happiest otter on the planet. I mean, and I love that card that Leonie showed us, which was just entirely made of the fish. I just love that. Absolutely. And then this, if this squirrel does not encapsulate sheer joy, Sue, I mean, that is joy personified in a squirrel. Oh, look at this one. Oh, Sheila. Honestly, you're hilarious. I'm nuts about you. Oh, they're just the best. These cards, these stamps are just phenomenal. Please, please, please don't miss out. You're going to enjoy them just as much as we are. 643352. Okay, let me move to the next show. I hadn't seen these before, but these are Pick and Mix, and the Duck and Disorderly is my absolute favourite. I know it's called Nip and Duck, but it's got the Duck and Disorderly stamp. Yeah, there it is. Look at this card. It's just the simplest card, but I just love it with brushios. I just love this. And she's done the front and back there. That's Gale, Oxides and the brushios. And it's got that stamp, duck and disorderly. You know how Leonie loves her for Fox's sake. I had to really think about that. Duck and disorderly, I think, is genius. Your naughty, saucy sentiments, pink ink ladies, are brilliant. So you can pick any two. We've got the beautiful hair. We've got the stunning Dragonfly, which is an absolute winner. And don't forget, these all have those gorgeous worker stamps as well. And they're much bigger than the picture belies, okay, just to highlight that. So there's our duck and disorderly. We're moving down to our beautiful meadow hare. You've got that amazing, amazing stag. I mean, let me just show you that in situ. You can see the size of those stamps, I know. So just to highlight that, as is our gorgeous acorn fairy, our lovely nymph there. I mean, she is absolutely, look at the size of her. She's staggeringly beautiful, isn't she? Isn't that gorgeous? Now we've got this fantastic meadow hare there. Look at this on the fabric. And I love these worker stamps at the top, you know, the silhouette ones. I just think these are stunning. This is what the Pink Ink girls do so well. On the fabric as well, they're illustrations. I mean, look at the lovely woodland nymph. Isn't she beautiful? Isn't she gorgeous? I mean, she's amazing on fabric and she's stunning stamped out, isn't she? Yeah, just the drag. Oh, just that. Anyway, you pick any two, £29.90. You've got a saving there of £6, 354,746. Oh, these. Now, that's the microfiber fabric, and this is amazing stuff. You've got it by 1 metre and 1.45 metre, and the Pink Ink ladies specifically use this because the way in which it allows their images to be stamped and painted. It's a really superior fabric. 239904, £17.49. What I will say is when it's on, it always sells out. There's the paints as well, the multi-surface paint. £16.99, 216.99. You pick any four, and the colours and the sort of pearlescent shimmer to them are just amazing, and they're good sized bottles as well. So yeah, that's well worth adding to your stash. £16.99 for 4, 216.999. We are single figures now. The next few that get the bundle, it's first come, first serve now. We're down to single figures, 643352. So busy on these stamps because everybody knows Pink Ink, quality. We're talking, utter joy. So there's our lovely Brock Badger. Look at all those worker stamps as well. Aren't they beautiful? So stunning. The artistry, the work that's gone into them, they're so detailed. And as you know, to quote Leonie, it's the detail in the character of the stamps. They live, they breathe, they've got character. And then there's lovely saucy sentiments as well. Look at the dandelion clocks, they're just brilliant. Leonie's favourite, for Fox's sake. I know. Yeah. Must pronounce those consonants. I'm nuts about you. Well, I'm nuts about this wee fella. Look at that utter joy. Yee! Jump for joy. Love them. And then the otter. I mean, the sheer expression of complete and utter happiness there. Isn't that? Oh, they're just amazing. You will love them. Don't miss out. 643-352 down to single figures now. Okay, Leonie, over to you, my darling.
Thank you very much, our lovely Fee. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm literally just cutting out the otter. You're going to have to excuse. I changed my mind, you see, so I decided I wanted to do him. So I've cut him out, but can you see I've got mucky paw prints, but it'll be okay because when I colour him in, he's fine. I love him. It's his little face. And you know, we were talking about apertures before. I mean, if you just had him in an aperture, how lovely is that? Because he just looks ridiculously happy. And you could have him, couldn't you, just coming out the aperture like that. See, how cute would that be? Because it looks like he's sitting in it, doesn't it? Stunning, absolutely stunning. It's funny, it is one of those, you know, like apertures and things. And we're thinking, oh, I should have dug my dies out. I should have done this. Because there's that much you can do. You've got that many different options with this. Right, what I want to do... Oh, now there's queues on the phones. I'm not surprised. It is so busy. You're trying to get this before it goes. Please, please, just hang in there. And yeah, as soon as you get through, check those baskets out. Right, very quick background. I'm going to put a... Now... The only reason well, not the only reason. However, cleaning the the paint up, creates a beautiful background. So pop a little bit of green, a little bit, the 2 greens. I am going to use blue. I know we haven't got this on show, but I am going to use blue. So, and then just a little bit of blue there as well. Now, I've only put a bit out. I'm not getting carried away this time. Just really water this down. Water on the card, water on there. And then mix it, but don't over mix this, okay? So splodge it, but don't over mix it. Because believe it or not, them big lumps of paint, you kind of want them. So don't go for that too much. Get your card. Your Bockingford is fab for this. Because look, I can get loads of water on there and then just squidge it into your paint. Now, the reason you don't want to really over mix it is because I want these bigger blobs of the paint. I like them. I like the way they look on the cardstock. I also like that beautiful sort of shimmer that they've got. So where it's more intense, you're going to get a more intense shimmer. You see that for me, perfect. Leave that to dry. Now, I've got some left. I was cleaning my paintbrush. So again, just clean your paintbrush. The stuff you've got left, just pick it up with your scrap card. That's going to give you another background. You know me, I'm absolutely addicted to doing backgrounds. The Bockingford is brilliant for this. But can you see, and you can see that shimmer now. If I hold that up, can you see the shimmer of that paint? It's really beautiful. Beautiful paint. So again, bob that to one side, pop that to one side, and just clean that up like so. Okay, now one I prepared earlier. I would give this a blast dry because I was leaving it to do its thing. And I love this as well. Can you see? It's funny because obviously watercolor artists and stuff, this, I think that's a bloom, isn't it, they call that? You would absolutely hate that if you're a watercolor artist. Or it's one of the things that you wouldn't want. In this, I love it because it just gives you more interest. It makes it look really cool. Get your paper, and I'm dabbing this dry because I like that lifting the paint up, because I like then the colour variations that I've got going on in there. I think that looks really interesting. Every single time you do something like this, it's going to look different. It's never, ever going to look the same. Oh, I didn't want whatever that were. But it's okay. It's almost blended in. Now, it is so busy. Please check your baskets out. We know. Now, some of those bundles, they have bounced out. So if you do want to get some of those bundles, if you didn't manage to check your basket out, please check your basket out. We do refresh baskets after 10 minutes. So if yours has been sat there for 10 minutes and you thought it was safe, it isn't. So if you go back and it's all gone, it's because after 10 minutes, so we give it another chance for somebody else to buy it, which is rude, isn't it? But it's the way it is. So please, if you did think it was sat there, I know it'd be hilarious if we did that in supermarkets. Yeah, you've been stood there 10 minutes, mate. So I think I wanted that. So sauce, it's mine now. I think people did do that in the first lockdown, didn't they, with loo roll? Do you remember that? Do you remember the loo roll gate when everyone went out and bought 20 million tons of loo roll? And what were the other things everyone used to buy? Pasta and flour and soup. Go on. Email in. Have you now got, when you look in your cupboard, you go, oh. You've just got a wall of flour. I'd love to hear off you. I mean, you don't even need to put your name on it. If you don't want to go, oh, I don't want to admit that. But go on, were it you? Did you do it? Are you still, it's basically, is your house now, to keep you nice and warm, it's actually a loo roll. Insulated your home. It would be for emailing. Probably one of the email shouts we don't get any response to, that one, because they probably didn't do it, that's why. Right, now deciding where to stamp. This is a bigger piece of paper than I would use, as I enjoy doing, because it gives me loads and loads of room, and it gives me loads and loads of options. So it's just deciding, move your stamp round, have a look at the sort of blobs that you want to keep. Do bear in mind that if I overstamp on my best bits, I ain't going to see them. So actually what you want to be doing is overstamping on the worst bits and then being able to see your best bits. So that's where I'm going. I'm stamping in black. which is lovely. Now, Debbie. Debbie has said, lovely show, couldn't resist the whole bundle. She said, oh, hope you had a happy 50th. I did, Debbie. And she said, for fuck's sake, you only look 20. Boom, love you, Debbie. Tell you what, Debbie. Oh, yeah, if you've only just tuned in, the stamp says that. It isn't me. It's not me. I'm allowed to say it because the stamp says it. It was Kathy's fault. Well, it's probably, I don't know which one it were. It were a team effort between Kathy and Mel. I reckon it were both of them. I bet they were both giggling away. Should we ask Leonie if she can do this show? We'll get her to say it. We're going to say it 20 times. They didn't ask me to say it 20 times. That's just because I can. But yeah, if you have just... But thank you, Debbie. So, look, absolutely gorgeous. Now, we've got, and this is why we're fussy cutting them out, because we've got this beautiful, beautiful image, but obviously, you know, it's quite a heavy paint background. So rather than painting it in, you've got your beautiful little otter that I've cut out that I can put over the top. So that makes that image pop. But this now allows me to build up that image. So, and do you know what, actually, if, and I should have thought of this, but I didn't, I've only just, it was seeing that card, actually, you know, the beautiful finished sample. If you've got acetate, oh, I tell you what would look nice. If you've got acetate and you've got some alcohol inks, you could actually... Oh, I wish I'd have thought of this earlier. Have I got any in here? Of course I haven't. If you've got some beautiful... I'm having a rummage, folks, to see if I've got a bit of acetate that I've put alcohol inks on. But, yeah, no, that's not acetate. That's the other stuff. That's such a shame, because now you could create a beautiful water effect on that acetate and just pop it over at top of him. Do you know what I mean? So that'll have a really nice sort of blue, but it'd be translucent, so you'd be able to see the image underneath, which would look absolutely gorgeous. I'm not sure if that's how Sheila did hers. I haven't inspected it, but that would look rather pretty. I'm not doing, obviously. What I want to do is build this image up. So I'm going to go in with some of these beautiful stamps. Now, again, because we've got that image, it means, because we've got the stamped image, it means I can build this up around and into the otter, if that makes sense. So I'm going to use different colours just to start building it up, and I'm going to have this quite full, actually, so you can overstamp into the otter, and this is absolutely from the otter, and see, you can have these so the reeds look like they're coming into the picture, and of course they can go out of the picture as well, like so. Beautiful. If you did want the beautiful otter as an individual in his own right, it is limited stock now as well. Everything is super busy. So I'm going to have it coming down like this. Oh, this is where Leona gets carried away again, isn't it? I can tell. And remember, I'm going to be cutting this down, so don't panic too much. That big bundle, is it still hanging on? Only just though, it's hanging on, but yeah, if you do want it, well, you know what to do. Don't miss out on this brand new and incredible. Okay, stamp. So doing some of that beautiful stamping, allowing that image, just allowing them to overlap, maybe coming off that that image there as well, so it just sort of floats out from here. Like so. That one I haven't stamped very well, but that's because I'm rushing now, because what time is it? I've nearly run out of time, haven't I? Oh, I've really nearly run out of time. Yeah, I am rushing. I'm rushing, but I'm not. It's one of those that I'm feeling a bit too chilled, even though I really should be really rushing now. Right, let's bring in another colour. I want another green. So I'm just bringing in my greens and building. I did actually want to do a bit of stamping and embossing, but I've really run out of time for that, because the bubbles would look beautiful stamped and embossed in white. It looks so effective. Allow it to stamp off the page, doing that obviously it gives you that beautiful, it just makes it look more natural. Even though I'm going to cut this down, if you stamp off the page when you're cutting it down, it doesn't, again, it allows you to do what you want when you actually cut it down. So you're not forced into having to cut from there. Do you know what I mean? If you stamp off the page, you can sort of cut it down wherever you fancy. So just bringing all of these in from the edge, because it's underwater, so they're all going to be floating around. Although, he is underwater, I've decided, is Malacolotta. He's not, this one hasn't got his little head poking out. And actually, what you could do, you could actually bring these round and frame him, because it'd look quite beautiful framed with all of these. I've only got 2 minutes, so I won't be doing that. But let's just bring these and just getting that overlapping. Let's just do quick stamping, Leonie, like so, along the bottom there. Look at that. Oh my gosh. The next couple of people to check the baskets out are going to get this. The third person isn't. So if you want to be one of the ones who is going to get it, if you're thinking about it, you know what you need to do. Please do not miss out. And ladies, can I say thank you, because I've utterly loved working with these stamps. They are divine, absolutely divine. Now, when you get to this point, what you'll do is, and this is always a game changer, you'll take, and you will be colouring this in anyway, but take your little pens and then just colour these bits in. Now, when you then put your main image back over the top, these will pop. But, one of the things you can definitely do, you know, you've got your beautiful, your white paint. Quickly on it. So, your beautiful pearly white paint, you'll get a really nice fine brush, and then just go in, and the little, see, all of these, you want to be putting those in, because they'll look really, really cute. 30 seconds, and then look, popping back. Oh, look how beautiful. Isn't it just beautiful? Oh, I'm just going to carry on playing. Our fee, it's rather good, isn't it? In fact, is it
Technical sellout.
It has gone.
It has gone.
Boom. Thank you ever so much. Thank you, our lovely Fee.
No, thank you. It's been so lovely to see all these stamps. Thank you, darling. Thank you to the girls. Thank you to Pink Ink.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh, what a lovely show with our Leonie. Next, we got Sewcraft African Wax Fabrics. And then we've got Sewn Essentials, the one-day special, which we will follow with Clever Prints Jungle Fever.
I am Matthew Palmer, professional artist with the SAA, the UK's largest and friendliest art community. The SAA exists to inform, encourage and inspire all who want to paint, and that's exactly what you'll learn to do with me as your teacher. As a self-taught artist of 30 years ago, I know the challenges of a white piece of paper and learning how to paint. But with me and the SAA, I'll show you how easy watercolour painting really is. I want to show you my watercolour painting techniques, and I want to get you over that white paper fear and get you started and develop your watercolour painting. So whether you're a beginner or an advanced artist, I've got some fantastic watercolour techniques that will get you started and take you even further on your watercolour journey.
Hi, I'm Julia Watts from Fairy Hugs. Fairy Hugs are a small family-run company based in Miami Beach in Florida, specialising in high-quality photopolymer stamps. Our stamp designs include fairies, dragons, under the sea, animals, foliage, everything you need to make your own scenes. Fairy Hugs started in September 2020 and was born out of the children's love of everything magical and mystical. On our shows on the craft store, we'll aim to demonstrate how easy it is for you to create your own magical scenes. So please join me for the Fairy Hug shows on the craft store.
Hi, I'm Abs from AALL Create. I've been crafting for over 10 years now, and I love stamping, stenciling, creating layers of colors, textures, and creating depth and dimension. AALL Create was established in October 2016, collaborating with a group of designers and artists from all over the world. Make sure you don't miss the AALL Create shows.
Good afternoon. I hope you are very well and ready for a bright hour of amazing fabrics. Nothing fractionally dull in this hour, and we are not having that. We are having the sunshine within the fabrics, and of course, the sunshine within the the amazing and kind of inspiration that we are going to have here in the shape, of course. Angie, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you, Paula. Nice to be back with you.
It's lovely always to have you, because you have got so much experience about sewing, about creating patterns, and of course, and getting inspiration from real life and then bringing and using it with fabulous fabrics.
Thank you. I do find that fabrics inspire what I make rather than the other way around. So fabrics talk to me.
They talk to you and they say, sew me, sew me.
Definitely.
Now, of course, we are talking about a beautiful, patterns and colors and vibrance, but also we see a little bit of something extra in some of these fabrics, haven't we?
Yeah, these are new to wear today, I believe. Brand new from So Crafty, and they're we've seen before. They're fabulous, colourful, and great patterned wax fabrics. But these all have a metallic edge to them. So not just one colour metallic. We've got gold, silvers, pinks, blues, all in there. They're very different, each one of them. So rather exceptional.
They are exceptional, and it's great to have them. And you can see we have got different options as well. This is, for instance, the blue metallic. You can see they're glistening in the light. Now we have got here 3 options for you. Whichever option you go for, you're going to get 6 pieces, 1 meter of each, so 6 meters in total. Shall we go for these options, because you are getting a lot. I mean, 6 meters for the price is really good. Now the first one is Beautiful Dreams, and shall we have a look as well? So I'm gonna look at this. I love also the geometry of these ones.
Yeah, there's some sort of fabulous patterns in there, and they're not all sort of the same pattern throughout the whole of the piece of fabric either. Ooh. Which I know when we've got some sort of half-meter pieces as well that we can perhaps easier for you to get off the rail.
I
and
think
show.
so. Otherwise, new girl Bernie will not, be happy with me. There is just like. Yeah, she joined us on Monday. Anyway, now, of course, Bernie is the new girl here in the floor. Now, this is Beautiful Dreams, and then we are going to go with Missing You. Again, we have this one. You mentioned the pinks metallics as well, so they are lovely in here as well, kind of having those kind of glistening in a little bit. And then let's kind of go on to this. Love that. Look, I love that gold in here.
It's beautiful,
glorious.
isn't it? They're so luxurious. They've got a real luxury about them.
They do. And then look at these ones as well. I mean, every single piece. And immediately here, for instance, for quilting, I would imagine that it would be really easy to follow those lines as well.
Well, that's right, actually. You don't have to cut the fabrics up at all, which is... when I was looking at them all, I had so many different ideas of what to do with them. Cut pieces out to applique or use them as whole. I struggled to decide what to do today.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's a good sign, isn't it? To be so inspired by by the beauty of these fabrics, the gorgeousness of these amazing colors, shapes, and of course the metallic finish in there. Now, of course, this one is Missing You. This is a second option, and we have got one more option to go for, because it's Summer Dance, and this is what we are doing today. The last Summer Dance, And of course, It's hard. Well, I mean, we could go for all three options, and you know, we wouldn't be bored with the options that we have. No,
No, but I think many of us have a certain, you know, we lean towards certain colours.
Yes.
So it's nice to have the groupings in slightly different tones, even though they've all got lots of different colours in them. But if you love the sort of, you know, the pinks and blues, and then that one's got a lot of greens
and yellows. I would say this is more like a citrusy kind of mix with the yellows and well, it's a green yellow, and then of course the greens and the oranges. So definitely more of a citrusy kind of way. But then also you still have got the big butterfly in there.
Yeah.
Is this a good fabric to do? Because I'm thinking I may immediately fussy cutting and doing some applique work.
Absolutely. That's when I receive these fabrics, I'd pull one out and I'd think I wanted to do one thing with it, and then I'd pull another one out and want to, like you say, chop the bits out and applique them. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying about the fabrics talk to you almost.
Oh, I love these beautiful big kind of florals in here with the stems as well, the golden stems in there. Now, this is a fabulous option as well. So remember, there are 3 different options. In whichever option you're going, it's 6 meters in total of fabric, 6 different patterns in 1 meter piece in there. You're saving £4, and of course you can spread the cost into 2 interest-free payments of £36.97. Always spending the cost makes it a little bit easier to budget it, doesn't it? 965238 is your item number. Now, you may want to go for the smaller pieces, and we have got, of course, the rolls, the ever popular rolls in here. This is, of course, the beautiful fabrics that we have seen into, is it 2.5 inches?
That's right. Yeah.
So, and then we also are getting and matching a skinny roll, right?
Yes, yeah. Actually, I didn't know that was part of today's bundle, so but they're lovely.
Well, I actually love this because I love this is about 1.5 inches, I would imagine.
Yeah, I have used skinnies with them actually in the next hour later today, but I didn't know which colours were going to be you know, bundled together. So that's beautiful with the blue there.
Right,
1.5 inch skinny. Yeah.
That is actually lovely to see the mix in here, the coordination. Now, this is the first one, which is Beautiful Dreams, and which matches the first lot of fabrics. And then we have, of course, the Missing You option in there as well. Now, that, of course, comes in with the skinny in yellow. Now, if you want to go for these ones, of course, there are 2 different options, and you have your saving of £3, £26.98. We are getting 20 strips of both of them, right? Yeah.
Okay.
So that's one. Just double checking. Right, grab yours. Check out your baskets if you want one. Then moving on to the color blocks now. The color blocks in here we have got, is this the skinny ones, right? These ones that we have earlier. Now they are 1.5 inches, and you have got 2 different options. You could go for individuals, but of course if you want to save, go for the pick and mix, in which case you are choosing any 2 and then you are getting, of course, the 14 total. Now, for somebody who hasn't seen skinny rolls, Angie, what do you use them for?
You can use them for all sorts of things, really. A narrower sashing. I've actually used them in this hour. I'm going to be using them to make ties. So you can use them you can actually piece them together to make smaller piecing for sort of, you know, strict piecing with your patchwork. So lots of different ideas to use them.
Indeed, there. Shall we go through the different options of the colors? Because we have got in here the gorgeous blues in here. Look at that. This is beautiful. I love the kind of, that's ocean. Then we have got the one that comes in with the peacock blue, with purples. This is your pastel option. Then we have in here the fruit salad, which of course has, this is also good for Christmas, I think, but there is a even one that you can also use for Christmas as well. Love the greens. Then we have, this is the other one that you can use for Christmas or for autumnal projects. This is pumpkin spice. And then we have chocolate cream there as well. And then we have got, finally, we have got burgundy love. This is one of my favorites.
It's like ice cream a bit, isn't it?
Ooh. I see Neapolitan, but I also think as well, like if you just do like sew them together all as a thin strips, and that would look amazing. £16.98 is your price. You're saving £9.988. 971 is your item number. Then of course we are moving on to the 5-inch fabric panels that we have got. Now this is two brand new options. You may have had gone in the previously, but this is two brand new ones. Now we have got them here. You can see them. Beautiful Dreams, which of course coordinates with the meter pieces fabrics, and you can see there as well the kind of gorgeous, absolutely metallic gorgeousness in here. So we could do just patchwork work in here with Angie.
Yeah, absolutely. As I said, sometimes with some of these fabrics, they're so patterned and so colourful, we would struggle to know or to choose where to cut them. So it's quite nice with the pre-cuts to just have that decision made for you and just go for it, you know.
And then we have got, of course, that was Beautiful Dreams, and then we have got this one was Missing You, which was, is it not Summer Dance, this one? Because that is Missing You. Oh, all right. So it might coordinate it as well with, because the Summer Dance, yeah. There, so it might coordinate. So it means that if, for instance, if you wanted to do for the meter pieces for one of the options, and then you go for this one, it might coordinate as well. So that's what I love about it. A little bit of mixing and matching. $11.99 is your price. $795,841 is your item number. Now we have got also half meter pieces as well. So we can see them here. So it's a pick and mix, any two of them. So we have got, of course, a variety of them. I will have to do, shall I do the, oh, all right, so Marcus. So we are starting here. We are joking, obviously. Now, of course, and you can choose any of these half meter pieces in there. You can see them for £12.99 is your price. 230086 is your item number. And of course, that means that if you have got a favorite prints from different ones from the different options, then you can get the half meter pieces. Do you know, Angie, if we go for two of the same one, would it be a continuous piece, or do you know?
I don't usually the cuts are continuous with So Crafty, but we'd have to maybe check. Yeah, they usually are.
Right. Well, we don't know, so we cannot promise you. But in any case, you will get, of course, half meter pieces there. You can see there are all the different options that you have. I love this one. This is like a traditional kind of, like, I really, really love this color. It's a little bit more muted than some of the other options in here. But do check out your baskets if you want any of these options as soon as you make them. 230086 is your item number. Now, $12.99 is your price. Now, all these options, you will find them on the website, thecraftstore.com, in which you will find everything in there. And then you can make your selections in there, including, of course, the geometric vision, the sparkling sun, the designer, lovely Victoria, purple waves, mine blocks. I love, our Emily loves the pale peach because she's like a rose, you know, English rose sort of peachy kind of complexion. See, the one I love, the Golden Brick Road, it reminds me a lot of the Indonesian sort of prints and Balinese prints, the sarongs and things like that. But the Spring Awakening, that would be lovely quilted as well, as would the peacock feather. Right, there's lots of different options in there, including the sunset, the purple waves, and so much more. Do check out your baskets, and of course, do make sure to do that. You will find them, of course, on the website. Right, now let's kind of see. Well, Angie, what have you got prepared for us?
Well, today I thought I'd do something a little bit different. As I said, these fabrics really spoke to me. And initially, when I looked through the box of all these fabrics, they just told me to do different things with them. Applique, lots of different things. But then I also didn't want to chop them up too much. They're just so gorgeous, these prints. So I didn't want to chop them up too much. And I was inspired to make some bags. I think that these fabrics, for all the bag makers out there, would be absolutely gorgeous for any kind of bag of all sorts of shapes and sizes, actually. I've actually made a couple of little cosmetics bags you can get, there's lots of patterns out there for different cosmetics bags with zips in and all sorts. But I've made these two here, two quite different sizes. This very wide one, which kind of, it's got a real oriental flavour about it.
I love that.
You can see I wanted to centre that part of the fabric.
And it looks perfect there.
Yeah, so I just centred that. You can see the back is completely different part of the fabric. But these bags are really, really useful if you're taking your hairdryer somewhere, or your phone cables, or your, you know, pad cables, any jewellery, anything really that you like to keep together in something a little bit more interesting. And this just, because it's so wide, when it scoots up the neck went to there, it actually pulls the actual boxed edging into this lovely kind of boat shape.
And it would be great as well for children's toys, like the building blocks and things like that.
That's right. And actually, what I'm going to show you today is actually how to make, it's not a pattern for one size, so it's actually how to make these in any shape and size that you like. So you can make bigger ones, you could make really diddy ones. I got the inspiration from this little pouch here. So a friend of mine gave me some cosmetics some time ago, and they came in this little pouch. And as you can see, it's not very, you know, nice fabric. It's unlined. You know, it's not that attractive. However, I find it so useful. I keep all my big necklaces in here in a drawer, and it's just so easy. It's got a nice wide bottom, really useful. So this was my inspiration for today's make.
And also, I kind of imagine that the fabric for the, you know, the African wax prints, they tend to be quite a nice knit, woven. You know what I mean? It's just like, so it's quite resistant. It's quite strong, perfect for the sort of
Yes,
projects.
they actually soften as the more you wash them, but they do have a natural stiffness to them. They've got a nice body. So I haven't quilted these. They're just lined. But you could also quilt them by just adding some wadding. So this one is actually, as I say, a totally different proportion. It has a nice big bottom on it as well, so you can get some nice chunky things in there. But again, just lined. And actually, I've lined both of these with another fabric from So Crafty. A couple of weeks ago, we had this glitter fabric, which it isn't real metallic, but I think it looks lovely with the real metallic of these new fabrics. So if any of you picked up some of that glitter fabric a few weeks ago, then they're going to work beautifully with these. They could be reusable gift bags coming up into the gift season, like you say, just useful storage bags. But also, I think the fabrics would work well in any kind of storage facility. Some people make fabric boxes.
Yes.
Bread trays to go on the table. I mean, imagine this fabric on the table over the festive season. I mean, they're just so gorgeous, aren't they?
So how do we start?
Okay. So we're going to make the little one today. Let me move all that out of the way. What you will need initially is 2 rectangles, so one for the outside and one for the inner lining. So, and again, these can be any proportion. So I'm just going to show you here, this is ½ metre of this fabric. So if I just open this out, so you're getting double, that's the fat quarter, if you like. That would be a fat quarter size.
So ½ metre in half.
Yes, so that's, and this piece that I'm using, we can get 2 out of it. So it's basically a quarter of a ½ metre or half a fat quarter. So that's the kind of proportion.
Would it be an eighth, a long eighth, or?
It's a long quarter.
A long quarter. Sorry, long
absolutely.
quarter.
Yeah, well done. As you're not, you know, a quarter.
No.
So we've got 2 pieces of fabric, and we're putting them right sides together. Okay, so actually the wax fabrics generally are the same both sides. You can see the depth of the density of the colour is the same, but the metallic is much bolder on one side. It's a little bit dull on this side, so make sure you get your fabrics the right side together. And initially what I'm going to do, these are it's about 22 by about 9.5. You don't have to be specific, just whatever fabrics that you've, you know, sizes that you've cutting. I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch. I'm going to sew them together, just a 1/4 inch seam along the short edge. Pop my glasses down. And then just quickly do this.
And for this one, even though you are gonna like kind of, it's gonna be a strong bag and things like that, do you use cotton thread or would you use polyester to make it a bit stronger?
Actually, you can use whatever thread that you have. I think both will be, you know, suitable really. Whatever you use really for all your project making. Yeah. So I'm just stitching 1/4 of an inch each side. And if you wanted to make this quilted, as I said, I haven't quilted it. This is going to be a lined bag, but if you wanted to quilt it as well, what you would do is probably the outside fabric.
Right.
We would have just fused some wadding to this piece and quilted it.
Oh, that was a good idea.
Yeah, so you could actually just follow this, you know, lovely curve of the pattern, or just some straight lines if you wanted to just have it even squidgier than it is already. So we have 2 fabrics sewn together, right sides together, and you can press your seams open or to one side. Right. I'm going to press one way and one the other way. Right. So that's going, is that right? That one's going towards the silver and this one's going this way. Yeah. Okay. And we're just going to fold this in half. As I say, this you can do with any size rectangle or square. So, and it will make different proportioned bags. So basically where we've joined the seam of that long rectangle, that is going to be the proportion of your bag.
Ah, I see.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where the first seam that you stitch, that's the top of the bag.
Right.
So you're folding that long rectangle in half that way. And then depending on how much you box it out, it will get shorter depending on what we're going to put on the bottom. So it's a bit weird, isn't it? Which way you look at it.
It's contrived. Yeah, like you would think that is the other way around. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So I'm just matching the those 2 seams that we've I'm just going to pin them just to keep them roughly in position. Right. And as I said, that's why we've stitched one way and one the other, so that they match a little bit there. Okay, didn't sew my seam very well there, but that's okay. Turn this back round. And I'm just going to give that a bit of a finger press, just now it's nice and flat.
Right.
Round the edges. And now what we're going to mark is we're going to mark 1 inch each side of this seam that we've just stitched. So I'm going to take a ruler and I'm going to mark 1 inch there, and then another inch along, so like that. And again, this can be a different proportion. So this first measurement is actually the frill height, if you like, and then the next measurement is actually the casing where your strings will go through, if that makes sense. So if you wanted if you wanted a taller frill, you would put a bigger measurement there. Okay. And on the inner lining as well, I'm going to mark. We need an opening to pull the bag through. So I'm just going to mark something along here, about 3 inches. Okay. Along there. And then I just need to mark the same on the other side. Right. Let me just make sure I've got my ruler the right way round. So this can be a little bit tricky to see on some of these fabulously patterned fabrics. So you might need to choose a different pen colour. So just 1 inch and another inch. Right. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch seam again along these long edges, but I'm going to leave open the casing. So we need to stitch from the centre seam to the first inch line, leave this open, sew this bit to your turning opening, and then along, and the other ones are a little bit more simple because they don't have this extra opening. So I'm going to do the same on this side. So I'll stitch from the centre down, leave this open, and then stitch all the way along there. Perfect. And the same on both sides. So I'm
very simple.
Yes, so very simple. Just keeping your eye on where you're at. Yeah.
And remember, of course, you can buy them in half-meter pieces as well, the fabric, and then you can choose whichever two you like, whichever two patterns you like.
If you buy the half, obviously you're limited with, if you're a little bit limited with fat quarters, which is great to have the bigger metre and half-metre pieces to make bags of any size you like.
So we could make to sell these bags?
Yes, absolutely, yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of reverse stitching at the casing.
Right.
I'm not going to cut my thread, you can if you like, but I'm just going to lift the foot, move it along, and stitch again, backwards and forwards, just to make that, the opening for the string casing quite strong. Then I can go remove that pin.
Would you think about maybe, would you ever put a solid bottom on it, or like a piece of plastic maybe?
Oh, you could actually put something inside afterwards, actually. A lot of people buy sort of, is it like template stenciling?
Oh, yes.
Like stencil plastic, actually.
Mylar.
Is that, so that's often...
Polypropylene. Have I said it all right? The one that we have got a 7-day savers, and we have got a 7-day savers, I think, polypropylene, one that has got, I'm pretty sure.
Sometimes you can pop that in the bottom of the bag.
Or the mixed media happy hour, I don't know, I think one of the ones that I did on Sunday, we had it,
So that's one side done, and now I'm just going to do the other side where I've got that extra little opening to turn the bag through. So I'm coming up to my turning pocket. Lift the needle, push along.
And this is a project that with a very basic sewing machine they could do as well?
Absolutely, yes. All you're doing is a little bit of straight stitching, nothing too fancy. You don't even have to use 1/4-inch seams. You could use bigger seams to make your bag. You just lose a little bit. You just make it a bit smaller.
Could we make it reversible?
Yes,
it is reversible.
Yeah,
exactly. So we don't need to do a French seam for it to be reversible. So.
No, the only thing that you'll have is where the opening where we turn it through the lining. I just generally stitch that with the machine, but if you wanted to neatly stitch that so that it was invisible.
So if it's reversible, we could have, as lining, we could have another print.
You could.
So then we have
great
got,
idea.
That's
a really good idea.
Nothing. Well, there is a reason why I keep saying that there is nothing fractionally dull. It's just because the other day we were having dinner and the next table in the restaurant and outside there was two ladies who were saying, oh, it was nice, but it was fractionally dull. And I thought, yeah.
I love that.
I love that. It was just, I don't know, it did happen. I mean, it's not it's a story that happened on Monday. I can tell you exactly the pub, following hay, Other pubs are available, of course. Other villages, the idyllic villages are available around the.
So where I've just stopped and started there on those openings, I've just nipped. I'm just nipping those threads.
Right.
Because they're just pulling the whole piece. So I'm just nipping those open. See if I can remember to see them. Where we are. Actually, I hadn't thought of doing it in. We get so sort of into our heads that a bag has to have a plain lining. Well, not plain, but
exactly.
I'd completely, missed that point.
Bit. Well, the thing is, sometimes we have got leftovers, but sometimes we don't have leftovers, and it's great to have them.
Exactly. So you can see I've stitched those long edges, but I've left an opening to turn here. And then we have these 1-inch little holes here and here where we're going to put the casing for the pulls, and they run along there. So that's all stitched up. What we're going to do now is decide on how deep we would like the bottom of our bag. And again, as I said, this isn't a follower pattern and you'll get one make, you can change the proportions of this for different bag sizes. Here I wanted a really deep bottom, so this is actually 2 inches, so it's 4 inches in total. So it's actually a 2-inch corner, but we could do a narrower one. So maybe we'll do, shall we do 1.5 inches or something today, a little bit narrower. So then we'll get, the bag will be a little bit taller. So what we're going to do is, for speed, you can do these individually, but for speed, if we fold this into 4, so our 4 corners, as I say, you don't have to be too accurate either, which is great.
Perfect.
So we're just going to fold this in 4. So all our 4 corners are on top of each other.
Right.
Just there. And then I'm going to take a ruler and we'll choose our corner size. So if we say we'll do 1.5 this time instead of 2, I'm just going to draw that on there. So I've measured 1.5 inches in each side, and then I'm going to actually cut that out, and you can cut all 4 at once. Okay. So we're going to, what I tend to do with the big scissors, so I don't go too far, if you don't quite get the corner, then you can take your little scissors if you don't quite get through. So we've got those.
And then, of course, I love that way that we can customize it, whichever sizes we want, even the bottom size.
The bottom size, yeah, exactly. Depending on if you want a skinny bottom in there or a really deep one.
I wish in life we could choose a skinny bottom sometimes, and, you know.
So there we have now, we can see the rectangle with all our seams closed, and we have these corners cut out. So now what we're going to do is just stitch those across. So we're going to pull this open, and where you've got that just a folded seam, you're trying to match that with your centre seam there. And look, you can see it doesn't have to be super accurate because you've just cut those all together, but we're just going to stitch across there, again with a 1/4 inch seam. And if you like, you can sort of press those. If you wanted to press these seams open as well, you can. So I'm just going to finger press this one.
Press the seam open, and then you just do a seam allowance stitch of a 1/4 of an
again,
inch.
I'm going to go 1/4 of an inch, but you can it can be whatever you like. So I'm going to stitch that, and I'll repeat on all 4 corners.
So shall I give a reminder while you do that of the 1/2 meter pieces, because that means that you can choose whichever 1/2 meter pattern you want in 1/2 meter pieces. Now here, shall we go through them one by one, because that way it kind of means that we can see them, the patterns. And as well, you can see the variation that Angie was telling us. This is the golden light. I love this. This is such a beautiful fabric, isn't it? Think about it also. This would be amazing just on their house, you know, just as maybe some hanging decorations in there as well. Then we have the next one.
Said they're not all the same pattern all over. You've got different, they're just gorgeous.
Yeah. This one is a sparkling sun, and you can see the gold in here. Like, just trying to move it a little bit so you can see the sparkle in here. Look at that. There it is. Then we have got the geometric one. So this is the geometric vision. Love that. This is very different, isn't it? It's just like kind of, you have got kind of almost like optical illusions within it as well. Like kind of, it's one of those drawings that you kind of, it's mesmerizing to look at. And I think this would make a lovely laptop bag as well, like a tote bag, you know, something like this applique as well in there. Then the next one, oh, look, this one. Lovely Victoria. It has got tiny golden hearts, you can see in here, but also the black ones as well, upside down kind of elements in here. Again, you could take pieces of these and use them patterns from it. But this one is designer. This is one of my favorites. I have to say, I love that combination. I'm going to open it up. Okay, I'm going to put it, I'm going to open it and step away for a minute. But this one, the reason I'm opening it, so you can see the beautiful star shape in here, but those elements, the geometric, this is the designer one. Look at the smaller ones in here and look at the gold. This is absolutely stunning. It's definitely a teal rather than a blue in there. Then we have Bernie's going to be upset with me that I'm taking them all off. Then we have got the wave, the purple wave, and here. So you can see that it's pinks, metallic pinks. Then look at that. And then we have the next one. I'm making such a mess. This is mind block, and in here is the blue that is metallic, and look at that, the arrows going kind of into circles as well. Then we are moving on to the one that Angie was using as well had used for her gorgeous bag. This one is circular huddle. Then we have greenie. Oh, look at that, greenie with the crisscrosses as well in here. Then we have got pale peach as well, which is absolutely gorgeous in here. Then we have the sunset. I love this one. This is like really today. Vibrant, summery, gorgeous colors with the silver metallic. Then we have got the golden, I think the brick road. My favorite because it's just so kind of lovely. And then we have got pink days. We have got a little bit of peach included in here as well. Think about trimming elements, fussy cutting, doing patchwork. This one, urban jungle. Again, if you like the idea of strips, this is very easy to cut it and create elements, or you just can follow those ones to quilt alongside. Then we have butterfly jungle, and this one is the one that features the big butterflies in here, so you can see them coming through there, the butterflies in there. Then we have autumn haze. Oh, look at that, the golds and the beautiful blues coming through as well. And then we have abstract flower. I think this one's again fussy cutting, patchworking, or maybe adding them to like kind of the inside. This one could be a lining. And then we have peacock feather. And then we have golden gate. And then finally we have spring awakening. This one I'm going to open it up again because it's such a glorious design in here, which we have got different elements as well. So remember, this is a pick and mix, so you are choosing any two that you wish to have for £12.99. 230086 is your item number. Now we have got more. Now you maybe want a smaller pieces, you want to go for 5-inch square pieces. We have got two different options for you. Now the Beautiful Dreams is the first option, so you have got lots of different beautiful fabrics in here from those collections as well. So you can see them all in here. But look at that. Look at the gorgeous golden tones. That was from the Geometric Vision, I think it was. Look at this. These, love all of them. When you see them on the smaller scale, not the smaller scale because it's the same print, but into smaller pieces, then you're kind of thinking, oh, I could do this, I could do that, because you can get the inspiration. I was thinking as well, like, you know, it would be really cool to create a bag with all of them, patchwork bag, and then it could be the, you know, the table games. No, what was it? Board games. I went to Spanish there because that's, yeah, juegos de mesa. That's what we say in Spanish, juegos de mesa, which is table games. And that's why I did a direct translation. Board games. So imagine having a board game kind of bag with all this patchwork, because I do think that there is something very playful about the way that these fabrics are. Now, of course, that was Beautiful Dreams, and then we have got Missing You in here as well. So these options, of course, it has, is it 40 squares in there? 42, actually. I was giving two for myself. Now, short changing, that's the word. Right, look at this. This is one of my favorites. The designer one is included in here. Look how glorious that is. That good metallic kind of color. $11.99 is your price. And this is a perfect option if you have never gone for African wax prints. Going for this one means that you will have kind of a tester without having to invest into bigger pieces, and having different colors than you can do. And remember, you can always sew pieces, smaller pieces together to create basically what Angie is doing, but of course doing them in patchwork, so you wish to do so. Pick a mix of the color blocks, which of course they are the rolls of the skinnies, so that is 1.5 inches of those gorgeous rolls. Now £16.98 is your price. You're saving £9 there. You can choose your favorite 2 colors, so you could go for ocean, you could go for fruit salad, burgundy love, I love that one, or chocolate cream. Those ones are your options, but there is more. 988-974 is your item number. Now you can buy them individually, but they are $12.99, which means that only for about £4 more you are getting a full one. So it makes sense to go for a pick and mix. Even if you cannot decide, you can go for 2 of the same colors, because remember, a pick and mix is you who decides which ones you go for. Right, now that is the skinny rolls, but Angie, you are ready, right?
I am. Could I do a bit more?
Yes, of course, please.
I know, desperate to get to try and get to the end of the make. It's so tricky with bags. So we've boxed our corners, and actually you were right there, Paula. You don't have to just use full rectangles with this. You could use bits and pieces, as long as you both 2 pieces of the same fabric size. So I've got my corners boxed. I'm now going to bag out, so I'm putting my hand in the 3-inch hole that I left there and just reaching for the 2 bottom corners, and I'm just going to pull the whole thing through. So this can be obviously a little bit fiddly and a little bit time consuming, so I'm just going to try and do it as quickly as I can. Just push the bottom of my bag out there. You could obviously spend a little bit more time doing that, and the same with you can see the lining is bagged out there. This is our opening where we've just pulled it through. So if you wanted it to be completely reversible, you would hand stitch this nice and neatly, but I'm just going to whiz that down with a little, just a little top stitch along there, just really, really close to the edge, because this is, quite a plain fabric inside, so that'll be fine just to keep that closed.
Left closed.
And then you can pop the lining back inside.
Fabulous.
Now this is, so kind of we've got the construction of the bag made. This is the bit now where you're sort of rolling the edges of the bag to your seam, and you would take some time here to make sure that you get the 2 fabrics sitting really, really nicely, and give it a good press. And also I would top stitch, so on this one you can see probably that I've top stitched a little seam around the edge. I may not have time, I'm just looking at time, because
we have got about 15 minutes
I'd
left.
Really like to get the casing done, so maybe we may have time. So I'm just going to give that a little press now. Okay, and then also what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it the other way actually, because what I want to do, it's easier to mark on this side.
Right, and of course you will see the markings, and
so the markings are easy to see on here. So you can see our openings for the casing right here, and I'm going to put, I'm going to top stitch around, and then I'm going to put, let me press that first.
Well, you press that. Let's give a reminder of the bundles. Now, remember, the bundles are 6 meters, so it's 6 fabrics of meter each. It's a fabulous deal because, of course, then you can flexify it as well. You have got a £4 saving, but that flexify makes it much easier there. Now, of course, what we have got in here is those amazing, beautiful prints of African wax prints that have that beautiful glistening of the metallic ink as well into them. Now, the fact that you haven't got the different options is more for color families. Roughly, the first option, which is of course Beautiful Dreams, is those blues, those lilacs, those pinks. That is your collection. You can see it in here. Then we are moving on to Missing You, which they become more teals, more pinks, more oranges in here, but it still is kind of the cooler sort of the range of in here as well. This is one of my favorites. Look at, I mean, I have got so many favorites, but that blue, and it would be such a great one to just put some wadding and then some calico and then just quilt it through. Also, it would be lovely as for dressmaking because, you know, African wax prints, they give you a really nice ease to sew with because they come a little bit kind of a stiffer fabric and then they become much softer as you wear them. So if you want to do maybe skirts, this is really fabulous. Or applique, or into something that is very simple and you want to bring some kind of, you know, some color, you could do that as well. Then we have got, of course, the last option, the summer dons. And remember, because there are lots of patterns, for instance, dresses that are 3 meter fabrics. If you are kind of good at cutting your fabric, you could then use these fabrics. And of course, because you are getting 6 meters in total, of course, you kind of have, if it's a panel that can be done with fabric, and then the other ones, it would create the most amazing and unique dress. But of course, having 1 meter, it means that upholstery, bags, all sorts of different possibilities. And remember, this is a fabric that really is so enjoyable to cut into it and fussy cut, so applique is a joy. 965238 is your item number. Right, Angie, you have done that, so you have pressed.
I did, really. So I pressed the top nice and, you know, sharp, so you've got the two fabrics meeting, and I've just quickly top stitched around there. Now what I'm going to do is look at where we've got those casing openings. So just trying to get this to lay a little bit flatter just while I mark it. So I'm going to get my pen again. So I'm going to mark roughly where the top of that opening is and where the bottom of that opening is. And if you remember, we marked them about 1 inch apart, but obviously where we stitched the stop and starting, that may have moved a little bit. So what we're going to do is just put the ruler across. That one is, yeah, roughly about 1 inch actually, so I'm going to go with 1 inch. And I'm going to mark this line on. You could use, you could put some tape along your machine to make sure that you're sort of stitching 1 inch away from the edge if you like, but I just find it easier to have a line to follow. So you can see there, I'm just marking the first line of where the casing is, and then I'm going to mark another 1 inch again. You can see I'm just adjusting the ruler because we've got the bulk of the bag.
Right.
So that's not a problem.
Yeah.
And then,
I love this. I love the fact that you can make it without having to really follow it really difficult.
yeah, it's not
pattern
really,
or something
it's not
like
really precise. You know, you don't have to be too precise.
But then that means that if we have got, for instance, like I was thinking makeup bag as well, you can make it, oh, I have got, like, say, for instance, mascaras that are very big or very tall, or you can make it higher or lower, or, you know,
exactly, all different proportions. A project bag, you know, if you've got a project on the go, a knitting project or
a crochet,
any kind of craft project, and you like to keep everything just together. So you can also make it, you could actually put a pocket, you know, add another piece of fabric, and then you could even have a pocket on a bigger project bag. So it's just a really useful method, if you like, rather than pattern, for you to just customize yourself. So I'm just drawing some rough lines, because what I'm going to do now is just stitch around all the way, following those 2 lines, okay? So I don't have a free arm on my machine. If you have a free arm on your machine, you can see this little bit of your machine goes in there, and for stitching around the ends of trousers or sleeves. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop this back this way to sew mine, because I'm going to actually stitch it like this. Okay, so I'm just going to do that now. So it doesn't really matter again where you stop or start. Leave that across a little bit. So it's going to be difficult for, I know, for you to see with that sticking up there, but
we kind of get the gist of it, because we know that you have drawn the line, so that's kind of the.
Sorry,
you know, you should have gotten the Britannia machine that we had the other day. because I had a free arm.
A little free arm, yeah. I said there's always a compromise with a machine, and so I do have a machine with a free arm, but this is my main quilting machine.
Yeah,
so.
You cannot bring two sewing machines.
I know, yeah, that's sweet. That would be really decadent, wouldn't it? So,
yeah.
But now that we've top stitched that top edge as well, everything's going to be lying nicely, and we've pressed it. So we just sort of flatten everything out as we go. You're saying right about dressmaking as well. I've noticed there's quite a famous TV presenter presents her own shows that she always wears. Her dresses are made with African wax fabric.
Really?
Yes. Very famous in sort of, I say, property, kind of moving house, kind of, and crafts person. So if I'm I don't know if I'm allowed to say.
Also, somebody with all sorts.
Yeah. So she often, I think she must have dresses made for her out of lovely African wax prints. So
I think it's for instance, I love outside my regular day to day. I wear a lot of black. I like black, but I also love color. So maybe like a kimono, sort of, not a proper kimono, but kind of for that sort of cover-ups.
Yes.
I think this is perfect because you could even do, if you are even afraid of color, just do the color, with them. So then, of course, you have got a pop of colors, and also the cuffs. So you kind of bring that pattern, that color, but just in a subdued way, or a dress or a shirt, for the summer days. Because yes, we know that they are going to go away, but they are going to come back eventually.
Sometimes the other way around as well. So you can have your plain on the outside.
Absolutely.
And have a delicious lining in a jacket.
That's a very good idea. Yes.
Gorgeous. I really like that little pops on cuffs.
Yeah, exactly. The cuffs, I was thinking.
Yeah, really, really nice.
Yeah.
And like you say, by buying the meterage with some of these fabrics, they're so creative. The prints themselves, because you've got big, bold areas of one pattern and a different pattern, you can sort of do so many different things with the meterage, can't you? So I think am I round? I'm trying to feel. I can hardly see this grey thread.
Oh.
Grey on grey. So I think I'm round. So we're going to stop. Oh, just got that stuck there. I think I'm round. Yeah. So we have some blue on this side. So there we go. We've top stitched the top seam to stop that lining from rolling, and then we've got our casing stitched, and we've got our openings in each side. And like Paola said, you could have this totally reversible. So now we come on to the drawstring casing,
which is a really brilliant idea. I love to use the skinny rolls, which, by the way, we have got a pick and mix. So if you want two of them, you have got a £9 saving. I think that, I believe, yeah. So
you can use, obviously, my bag that I was gifted used cord. You can use some ribbon if you've got some nice ribbon. For this one, this is wider. This is a 2.5-inch strip, so your standard strip roll size.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that's folded up to make that size. Yeah. But for this one, I used the skinnies. So this is, you can see how much more delicate this is. I think I prefer
them.
it.
I so much prefer the skinnies. Yeah.
So I just wanted to show you what kind of result that you will get. So this is basically, I've got a piece here that I've shown to show you how I've used the skinny.
Oh, perfect. So fold it in half.
So basically, this is your 1.5-inch strip, and then you would press it in half to create the middle seam, and then fold each side in, the raw sides in, one at a time. So you would go along and press one side, press this side in, not exactly meeting. Can you see there's a bit of a gap because it would just be too bulky to then you fold. It gives you a little bit more leeway because this is quite fiddly. Be careful that you don't burn yourself when you're pressing it.
Well, there is, for instance, there is these tools, like for instance, Handmade by Haley has got this tool.
But they're not always, they're great for specific sizes, but if you want to make different widths. And so on here I've just done one row of stitching. You can see just the one row of stitching then to hold it all together. So let's move that out of the way. So then you can use, I've got a little bodkin here, but you can use just a big safety pin. you need something that's going to help you pull your cord through the bag. So I'm just pushing this on. So I'm going to start at one side and in the one opening, and I'm going just getting it started, really pushing it in, because it's quite a small gap. I think you can see now what I was saying, this is 1 inch for a 1 inch frill, but if you wanted a bag with a big frill, then you would just make that measurement bigger. Do you see now?
Yeah.
And if you wanted a, you know, a bigger casing, depending on the size of the bag. So when I get round to the other side, I overshot the aperture there. So I'm just trying to make sure I go inside again. That's right. So we're going all the way round back to where you began.
Right.
Okay. Let me pull that through. So we have, we started one side and we've threaded all the way round one side and back through the other side.
Okay.
And then we're going to do the same but this way. So we start at we start at, sorry, this side, the opposite side.
The opposite, and then we do the same thing.
And we're going,
so they go opposite.
That's
so
right.
You can pull
so you've got the closed end, a closed curved end at each end to pull each way. That's right. So we start at the other end where we've got no tassel sticking out. Whew, can't get myself started. There we go. Very satisfying, actually.
Yeah, it is very, very
the end.
Yeah.
So here it's a little bit, you just have to make sure you're getting past the other one. Afterwards you can make sure that they all settle nice and flat. But yeah, I just think, I'm definitely, I hope not too many people are that I know are watching, because they'll be getting them for Christmas presents.
Well,
that's
a good thing, isn't it? It's a perfect Christmas present. Or it could be a Christmas stockings as well. You know, so you can put the little
use them as gift bags, instead of buying.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of, metallic paper is not recyclable either, is it? So, so there we have it. So now all you would do is tie a knot in each of these ends. But you can see if I pull, the casing pulls in beautifully. We've got, I need to poke those corners out a little bit, but we've got a slightly less boxy bottom, but not by much.
Fabulous.
It'll be just a fraction taller.
Oh, look how nice
a little pair. With I chose the blue on this one for the course.
But it does again showing how you can bring in different colours and highlighting different colours that is in the pattern.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Angie. When are you back later on, right?
I'm back at 7.
Okay,
showing what we might do with these fabrics if we do some patchwork with them.
Oh, that would be lovely. Thank you so much, Angie.
Welcome.
We'll see you then at 7. And of course, at home, do check out your baskets, whether it is for the half-meter pieces of the bundles, with the biggest saving, of course, where you are getting 6-meter pieces. Remember, 3 different options for you. But don't forget about the rolls, or don't forget about beautiful projects you can create. And of course, this is one. No, that's the right one. Charlotte says, yeah, you're done the right one. Now, of course, we have a thing. This one was, which one was that one? It was Missing You. This one was Missing You. And then the next one was Summer Dance. Missing You, Summer Drums, and Beautiful Dreams. What a poetic names, but beautiful fabrics with full of color and pattern. Grab yours, whether it's the meter pieces or, of course, is the half meters, whether you can pick and choose whichever 2 half-meter pieces you want. But remember, you need to check out your baskets and tune in back at 7 to see Angie doing some more magic with the amazing African wax paints. And stay tuned for the one-day special. Well, we have got the one-day special, Sewing Essentials one-day special. Then we have got Clever Prints and Jungle Fever. Oh, I like the sound of that. And then one-day special, Fairy Hacks.
Hi everyone, I'm Phil Martin. I've been a paper crafter for well over 20 years now and a designer for just over 10 years. We aim to inspire you, to be educational and to teach you how to get the most from the products that we're bringing to you. Hopefully we're all going to bring something different to the show, so you're going to be enriched with lots of different ideas and inspiration.
Hi, I'm Leslie from Chocolate Baroque, and we design and manufacture our own rubber stamps right here in the northeast of England. We have a wonderful in-house designer called Sue, who hand draws all the images, which we then transfer into rubber stamps. We have very, very elaborate designs. We have everything from steampunk right through to beautiful florals, and then we have scenic and we have words. Our stamps are beautifully elaborate, very, very detailed, exquisitely etched, and the quality is next to none. So good that if you look after your stamps, we guarantee them for a lifetime. Whether it's stamping, mixed media or art journaling, join us for our journey into everything creative and messy and see what you can create with our stamps.
Exciting news! For the 5th year in a row, the craft store has been awarded the top accolade of the Platinum Trusted Service Award from FIFO. These awards recognise businesses that deliver exceptional experiences as rated by you, our customers, and we are honoured to have been selected. The Trusted Service Award means you can shop with confidence based on the reviews from over 60,000 The Craft Store customer experiences. Thank you for your independent reviews. It means a lot to us.
Hi, I'm Lucy from Sweet Poppy Stencils, the Craft Station Limited. We're a craft retailer and we specialise in stainless steel stencils. Our stencils are manufactured in metal. This allows us to have designs that are intricate. We know customers like seeing the demonstrations, so make sure you tune in and don't miss the Sweet Poppy shows.
And welcome to the last of the one-day specials. I'm here with the lovely Rosella. Hello, my darling.
Oh, hello. This is a rare treat, isn't it?
Oh, I know. And you're fully festive, aren't you?
Merry Christmas, Fiona.
Merry Christmas to you. I've just had a sneaky Brussels sprout sweet. That's not easy to say. I was like, what are these? Are these Brussels sprout sweeties? Just there for you. I said, thank you very much. What have we got in our one-day special? It's packed jam, Rosella.
It is, absolutely, isn't it? I think, Fiona, whether you are a crafter, whether you are a paper crafter, whether you are a sewer, whether you are a quilter, whatever you do, this is going to be of interest to you because we have got such an array of materials. And, you know, when I saw this, Fiona, I actually thought of you because I look at that glitter felt and I think panto. And I thought, you know what? Yeah, I can see Scott in some little number made out of that.
I know, and that's the strange thing about it. It is like a felt. I've not seen material like this.
It is. It's a non-shed glitter felt which you can stitch with a sewing machine. You can stitch by hand.
Unbelievable.
It is. I've never worked with this material before, and I absolutely love it.
It's incredible. You could make a good old Christmas pudding dress out of that for him, couldn't we? Well, let me take you through everything we've got in here, and then Rosella will go through it in greater detail, because I won't lie to you, it's like a shopping list. I've got a shopping list here. Let's start with this amazing array of 42 acrylic felt squares. Now, there's 42 of them, like I said. You've got all of those beautiful tones and colours. They are astounding. I love those. They are 15 by 15 centimetres. Yeah, the perfect square. Goes straight in there for the orange. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Fabulous. Really beautiful. I mean, it just is the colour of the rainbow. I mean, you've got every colour imaginable in there with the felt squares.
Yeah, you absolutely have. And these are a great size. If you think of the projects that you make with felt, a lot of the time it'll be small projects. That's what we're going to make today.
Yeah.
Small projects. So 6 by 6 squares are perfect for them.
And the fact that something like the greens, I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shades of the green there.
Yes.
Do you know, if you're thinking leaves or Christmas trees or just, like you said, those small projects, you don't want everything in the same colourway.
Yeah, absolutely perfect for it.
Beautiful, amazing. So that's just the start of all the goodies. I'm going to move to 100 pom-poms now. I mean, these are those cute as. We've got white, we've got cherry, we've got bright red. They could be snowmen, snowman heads, snowman noses, cherries on pom-pom cakes. I mean, these are just brilliant. You've put them on the little advent calendar set, haven't you? On the bottom of bows, bags.
Yes, absolutely. Anything
bunting.
at all.
Yes.
Everywhere it needs a pom-pom, basically.
I
And
agree.
actually, we thought earlier maybe some jewellery as well. We could have a
Yes.
necklace. We could have little pom-pom earrings for
Pom rings.
Christmas. Let's make our own.
Absolutely. 100 pom-poms there. And even if you were just decorating Rudolph's nose on a lovely craft card, because that's what Rosella said, you know, it's not just for your sewers, this is for your crafters as well. Also, all sorts of mediums, as it were. We've got 4 of the little bells. Yeah, Rudolph left them on his way down the chimney, and they proper do dingle jangle as well. There's a better way of doing it, Fee. The Hessian as well. There's a lot of Hessian here. Was this 2 metres, did you say?
It
Rosella?
is 2 metres.
Wow, love this textural Hessian. That's gorgeous. Again, if you were just doing your craft and your journaling, your mixed media, strips, I mean, it's going to go a long way, isn't it?
It absolutely is.
Then we've got this beautiful fur trim, really, isn't it?
It's fun fur.
Fun fur.
Which
Fun fur.
It's very difficult to say this, isn't it? But it is. It's just super soft, isn't it? It's very strokeable.
2 metres of that, 80 centimetres across, and then 80 millimetres across, sorry. And then we've got our beautiful, this is so luxurious, deep red and that proper Christmas green red ribbon. Is that about a centimetre across? 5 metres on each, is it?
It's just 5 metres on each, and I think it is. Isn't
Centimetre
it?
across. 10 millimetres there. Centimetre.
No, I beg your pardon. It's 15.
Yeah.
I'm reading the 15 mil.
Ooh, oh, bigger than that. Is it 15? Is that what it says on the front?
Is that what it says on the package?
There we go. I better just read that and shush Fiona. Just read what it says. So beautiful, 15 millimetres across, and then we've got 5 metres on each of those. So that's absolutely fabulous. And then let's move up to this big pièce de résistance. So how much of this are we getting, Rosella?
You're getting a metre of each colour of those, Fiona.
Love this.
There's just so much.
It's phenomenal.
It is wonderful. It's a great material. I'm really excited to see what people do with this.
Would that go through one of those cutting machines, you know, the kind
like
I mean?
a dream.
Wouldn't it?
Yes.
Oh, that is just what I mean. It's got a bit of heft to it, hasn't it? It's got a bit of sturdiness to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Actually, when we look at some of the samples, you'll see that. In fact, maybe we can look now that you've got. Yes, you've got.
These are some of the ideas in the book as well. Oh, sorry, you mentioned the book.
Go for it. Yeah, that cone. So that's sort of self-supporting. So you'll find then with things that that you do are more structural, that it works perfectly.
Gorgeous, that lovely cone, the candy cone that I'm going to mention because the owl's coming up, and then we've got a lovely boot. There's a great ice skate. Oh, sorry, everybody. Isn't that fantastic? Yeah. I mean, couldn't be simpler. And that template is in the book, isn't it? Well, it says an ice skate.
That's
but you don't have to put the bottom bit on, do you?
No, of course not. No.
Forgot about the book. That's quite frankly, if
that's
a lovely book
because
like
you were
this.
reading it, wasn't it?
I was
before?
reading it. She caught me. There's about 9 different projects in here, but at the back you've got all these templates that you can cut out. You see, I was just mentioning boots and stuff. You've got Santas and angels and pixies, the hearts for the bunting. They've got all of that. So in the front, and these are just beautiful projects. I just love it. I mean, look at those two. Aren't they fantastic? They're just, and what I love, there was a snowman on a candlestick. Look at the angels. They're just the pixies, the naughty pixies. They're so cute. Then you've got the bauble bunting there. Then look at this fella now. Look at the snowman. They've got wings. They're so cute. So you can choose to put the wings on or wings off. There's so many lovely projects in there. So the run-up is just going to be as adorable. There's the cones. Yeah, you've got all the templates in there. Some great... There we go. That's what I was talking about, the boot, you see. So take off the ice skate. You've got your boot template, haven't you?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. So I think there's 9 projects in there. Top tips, look at the angels. They're just gorgeous. If I just show you the little run of and then you've got the gift boxes in there as well. Aren't they gorgeous? They're just beautiful. I like them because they're a little bit different, Rosella.
Yeah, and I know how much you love Tilda, but again, going back, we've got paper crafting projects in there as well, Fiona, so
yeah.
I love the fact that we've got this crossover on there as well. So there's something for absolutely everyone in there.
And what a great price point. And over 80% has gone, because I actually can't believe how much you're getting for this price point. You think about the book, you think about each of those meters of that glitter felt, you think about the 42 50mm square inches of the lovely felt, the fur trim, 5 meters each of that deluxe velvet ribbon, 100 poms, 4 belts, 2 meters of the Hessian, $39.99. I know. 251444. And we've got 2 flexi-buy payments to spread over September, October of £20. I know. go. So that's going to keep you busy. Loads on the website. There's lovely make your own advent calendars I'm in love with. I don't know if we'll have time to look at those, but you can get 2 of those for £9.99. Or we've got the Christmas buttons. You loved those earlier on. I think that was in the 11 o'clock show with Rosella. £22.99, 12 o'clock show, sorry, 90 of those. We've got the Christmas motif bundle. We've got, the Gutermann, different size boxes there, the brilliant threads, which I know you love. We've got the books as well, which were very, very popular. The Quick and Easy Christmas book, 100 Gifts, the Scandi Christmas and the Hard Yard Christmas. We've got the Bondo web, so please shop ahead on the web as well. And anything you're looking for, I promise you, you will find it there on our website. And we've also got, because I know we've just had So Crafty on, we've got some lovely So Crafty Christmas materials, which we're hoping to show you in the second half of the show. I know that's just been on with the lovely Angie, so just want to flag that up straight away, because you'll see little gifts around our lovely Rosella, which is, you know, some of the So Crafty materials. So what are we going to start with?
Well, I just want to, I want to go through and I want to see what you think of all these fabrics and your ideas, Fiona. So we started with the Hessian. Now you start with 2 meters of this, and I've started with just over a meter, because I can just keep using it, because it is so useful, isn't it, and so tactile. So so far we've immediately thought of things like table runners.
Table run immediately is crying out
it
for
does,
a lovely
doesn't it? Because it's
table runner.
already fringed.
Yeah.
Basically,
so many little motifs in there, and
well, yeah, just take a few threads from here and don't throw them away, because these are then your decorations and your bits of string that you're going to use. And actually, you know, make some table mats. These are just going to be perfect, aren't they?
Yeah, personalise them.
Of course, it's great for little sacks, isn't it? And we've got a couple of little sacks on the show as well. So I've got one on the tree behind me, and I think I've got one in front of me as well.
Lovely.
And seriously, these take minutes to do.
Love
you know, it really is just sewing down the side and along the bottom. And you could actually glue it as well. You don't need to even sew these, but I just think a pile of those, you know, maybe as you come into the house, I just think that's just such a lovely idea. And then get some really nice festive ribbons on there. And of course, ribbons. What festive ribbons do we have? We have our beautiful, beautiful velvet ribbons. Oh my goodness. So we get a huge amount of this. We get 5 meters of this, and you need that really, because actually if it was any lesser, you wouldn't use it, because you just got to stroke it. So there's a certain amount you've got to keep to stroke, really, haven't you? Which is about a metre.
There's something so pretty in inviting about something wrapped in a ribbon, isn't there? Especially deluxe velvet ribbon.
Exactly. A velvet ribbon. Can you imagine if you got all your presents wrapped in velvet ribbons? It'd be like heaven, wouldn't it? Oh, my goodness.
Just be looking at them forever. They're too pretty to wrap.
But wouldn't they look fabulous wrapped in Hessian and just ribbon as well, and just leave it at that? So
you make little Hessian rolls around your knives and forks, or around your napkins.
Yes, around your napkins.
Yes, with a little ribbon trim.
Or actually, I mean, you could just tie this as well. You could cut a strip of the Hessian and then just put a small bit of ribbon on.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, so you don't use too much of it. So then what else have we got? Oh, we got the fur now. So, Fiona, we've talked so far about maybe zuzzing up our Christmas outfits. Perhaps we could put nice cuffs on there. Maybe the bottom of a jumper. If last year's jumper, let's zuzz it up for this year. Maybe you've got a printed one that's got maybe Santa on, but actually he would really benefit from having a real beard.
Furry beard.
Yeah, definitely.
And the
Who doesn't?
Trim.
Who doesn't? And also, the great thing about this is that it's actually sealed at the edges. So obviously, the fur's going to come out here where you're cutting it, but actually, as you're stitching it or you're sticking it, then the edges aren't going to come apart. So it means that you've got so much to use.
It is fun, isn't it?
Well, actually,
so
I'm just looking at that and I'm thinking with my felt, how about making Bowser Christmas coat? That's my dog, sorry. I mean, he's going to hate it, obviously, but I am going to love it. Wouldn't it be so lovely? Because we've got a metre of fabric here, so whatever size your dogs are, this is not a metre. I think we could make Christmas jackets for them, couldn't we? Or at
You'd
least
have the poshest Christmas hat going as well, with your fur trim and your glitter felt, wouldn't you?
But this is so pliable. I'm sorry, I've got my cuffs caught in it now. It's really, really pliable, this, so it means that actually you can, you know, we thought maybe waistcoat in this, the front of a waistcoat, a belt, something like that. So if you are in the costumier trade and you need costumes for pantos, etc., as you do, Fiona, then this is perfect, isn't it? Because it's just so wonderful, and we've got the lushest colours. I mean, just look at those together.
Oh, the divine.
Oh, You know, when I was looking at you at the counter, Fiona, and I was looking at everything that you're getting on this one-day special, and I thought, I can't wait to see that as a bundle. Can you imagine that coming to your house and it's got all of this in it? Well, it's got
goodies
more,
galore. I mean, the
hasn't it?
felt, I'm blown away by the felt as well.
Oh my goodness, yes, and this is not all of it because I've obviously used quite a considerable amount so far. But we've got autumn colours in there, we've got spring colours in there, we've got the icy colours in there as well. I love the sort of tealy colours. So you're going to be able to create so many different projects with this felt, and of course it's so tactile. It's acrylic felt, so it's just super useful. And if I just put those to the side, then pom-poms.
Yes.
Now, pom-poms, I've used lots and lots of pom-poms. My pom-poms, I'm afraid, have got bits of Hessian in because we use the Hessian fringe for hair on a little gnome earlier.
They're hilarious.
And a pom-pom. In fact, our little gnomes at the front of my table, actually, the one with the hair. So we thought that what we could do is... We've actually got a family of gnomes, but we thought what we could do is make gnomes for every member of the family. So, and we did actually mention your hubby and mine because this little gnome at the front that we put hair on is not going to be Scott or Paul, is it? Let's face it. So, that's the White House family that you're looking at the moment. They're a very hirsute family. But if you move over slightly... You can see our
there we go,
hairy
the two
gnomes.
There we go.
Can you see his hair now? Because I can't see the monitor. Can you see? Yeah. Oh, I need to move him, don't I? Just a minute. I'm going to pick him up.
Okay. So it's just
Look,
he's coming your way.
Can you see?
That's brilliant. Look at that. He does. Thou shalt not pass.
So isn't it so much fun? I have no idea how we got there. We were talking pom-poms. You did mention actually on the glitter felt die cutting, Fiona, and it die cuts like a dream.
Yeah, like a dream.
Yeah, absolutely. We've obviously got our little sleigh bells, and then of course we've got the book, haven't we?
The book,
Fiona?
I know.
Oh, my
if you're
goodness.
stuck for ideas, don't be stuck any longer.
And I think that's it, isn't it? I mean, I do love a book. I really do love a book. But I think when you get a big kit home, sometimes you think, oh, there's a lot there. I can't remember. What did Rosella do for that? We'll have a look through here and see what we can create from it. I mean, obviously, we've got the lovely angels in here as well. But like you mentioned, we've got the stocking that we've created from the glitter felt. And actually, I've created both sides with the glitter felt. And we made this on the 6 o'clock show, I think.
Okay.
So have a quick look at that. But what you could do is you could put plain fabric on one side of it if it's only going to be seen. Exactly, be thrifty. The snowman, I'm with you. I absolutely love the snowman.
With the wings.
The little cones in there. And I love the fact that you've got full-size templates in here as well.
Yes.
So this was actually the stocking
Oh, that's your
one.
stocking, so you don't need to take off your ice skate.
No, absolutely. It's already removed.
Brilliant.
But what you've also got is the smaller templates of those as well, which means then that perhaps you want to do buntings with these.
Or bunting around the tree.
And just cut that in felt. And you only need single layer felt for a bunting.
Yeah.
And you could put little pom-poms on that.
Oh,
you
that's so cute.
You could put it on your velvet ribbon. Whew. Or maybe other ribbon that's not quite so lush as this, but it's just beautiful, isn't it? So
She's
there's
not palming with that ribbon.
Lots and lots of beautiful, beautiful projects in here. And if you love Tilda like Fiona and I love Tilda, you're just going to love another Tilda book on your bookshelf because it's just stunning. It really is.
Well, I was nose deep in it, and that's why I got distracted. It's a fabulous book. I mean, the book alone, you think about the price point of a book, and then you've got all of this in there. You're just going to have so much fun. I mean, just listening to Rosella and her ideas, she clearly had fun in all of those shows last night and throughout the day. So approaching limited, 2 flexi-buy payments of £20, 251 444. We can spread the cost over September, October. Please don't miss out. You're saving £8. You are getting a lot for your money, and I just think this is incredible value to have those 3 meters of that glitter felt, because it really is extraordinary stuff, and that is a big chunk of material, regardless of everything else that you're getting as well. Proving very, very busy. I'm not surprised because there's so much going on in here. You know, you're just going to go in so many different directions. I think it's brilliant. I'm mentioned some more books, so please don't miss out on that. We are getting very busy there, 251444, and of course this is the last hour. So let me skip it away over this way. I've got the Half Yard Christmas book, which Debbie Shaw, we know the name, we trust the name, we likes the name, love the raggy kind of, the raggy wreath there, love that. So lots of, I'm just going to move it now and be really annoying for Christopher. Easy sewing projects using leftover pieces of fabric. Scandi Christmas. Oh, we've got a lovely... Oh, Rosella's going to look in it more detail, so I'll stop dithering. But what I really like, I love that one. She'll talk more. Her indoors over there. This one I love because I think this could go in so many different... Oh, is it? It's not a bundle of three. Forgive me. I'll go to that in a moment. 218171. Rosella, what's in this book, darling?
Okay,
it's all planned. Have you noticed?
It's all planned, this. I've got my bits of little tabs here. So I've sort of looked through this about what you're getting in the bundle, so what you're going to be able to use. So Hessian, we've got bunting, Hessian bunting here. I love the idea of these just little scraps around to make little candle pots, or actually at Christmas you put cinnamon sticks or something in those to make it really, really smell good. You can see there's a lot of projects you're going to be able to use. We've got a Hessian wreath there, so you could use some of your Hessian for a wreath, and I love this with the ribbon round there. You've got little parcels on there.
Looks like a big biscuit.
It's just like a big biscuit, actually, isn't it? Yes. The scrap fabric wreath. Now, I love this. I'm actually making something similar out of the Scandi book, which we'll look at in a moment, which is garland from some of our fabric that's on the show. So we'll look at that a little bit later, but you can see just how wonderful and how tactile anything like that is. Moving on, we've got... Oh, let's keep going. Oh, now this tree skirt. Now I looked at this and I thought this is fabulous because the poinsettias are from felt, so you're going to be able to use your felt. But we've also got the most delicious Christmas fabrics on the show as well, which I know we're going to have a bit of a look at. And I just think that that's a fabulous project that we can all make. Let's go back to felt, gift bags, and you know, 2 squares of red felt measuring 6 by 6. As if by magic, we've given you 6 by 6 felt. So it just makes it really, really easy. You see, I mean, look at that. Robin bunting.
That's the cutest.
And I just thought, and there's many, many, many more in this book, but I just thought actually that's a few of the projects that I would definitely make from our one day special.
I know, you have to get the book to look at the rest. I got giddy just trying to introduce it. I just think they're gorgeous, just with those, you know, and you can get the family involved. I just think, and beautiful ideas I would never have thought about doing. Yeah, I just think it's a brilliant book there for those leftover pieces. $11.99, great price point, of course. 218171. I love the fact that we started with the Hessian because that's in your big one day special. Now I'm going to mention the Scandi one. I'll come to my big excitable one at the end. This is very limited now. $12.99. This is your Scandi Christmas, which I know very big in the red last year and the silvery greys. 45 projects. Tell me about this one, Rosella.
Oh, this is absolutely fabulous. That garland I mentioned, you can see that's on here. Where else do my little tabs take me on this? We've got the little cones in there. We've got sacks. Look at these Hessian sacks. I think it's a nicer picture, actually. Look at those. Now, I just thought, them. Super, aren't they? Just with the pine cones, really, really sort of natural. Where's that one heading? Oh, that's my garland. What have we got now? Oh, mittens. A mitten garland. So there is a little mitten on the tree, actually. This would make a great advent calendar. And actually they just need sweets in there, don't they? And actually, if you look at our tree, we have actually got a little mitten on our tree.
I saw the owl. Oh, there it is, with the 3 Christmas trees and your glitter felt.
That's got sweeties in it, because actually most things on the tree have got sweeties in them.
Was that a blanket stitch on the machine, or did you do that by hand?
I actually did that on the machine. I'm using the Britannia today, which is a fantastic sewing machine, and it's stitch number 15 if you're interested. But of course you can stitch by hand. It's whatever you want to do. And then of course, this is the book that our little gnomes came from.
Oh, they're just brilliant. They put a smile on your face, don't they?
Don't they just? You're going to have so much fun. It really is an absolutely glorious book. That's
lovely. It's limited. I think it's gone, Rosella.
I'm not surprised.
I'm gutted. I was enjoying looking at that. I was thinking, oh, there's another one I want. I can't now. You have. Well done. 065205. If any bounce back, I'll let you know. But technically it's sold out, so make sure you check out your baskets. Now I'm going to move on to the quick and easy Christmas book. And the reason I love this is when I little scan through, it brings you 100 great Christmas projects. But there's something for everybody's craft medium, whether it's sewing, knitting, crocheting, paper crafting, decoupaging. I think that's what drew me to it. I was like, wow, that's not what I was expecting, Rosella, from all those different mediums in the book.
Absolutely.
And it takes you back to some techniques to get you started if it's not your forte.
Yeah, and I think actually the projects that you've got in there are really great as well, aren't they,
Yeah,
Fiona?
they're brilliant.
So whether you want to make your own little buttons, we've got some super buttons on the show, but perhaps you want to
the
create
Christmas
your
buttons.
own with
Yeah.
clay. It shows you some of those. Maybe we want to eat that, so we've got modelling pasting. So I love that Santa. It's just so brilliant, isn't it? Great instructions on these as well. That's super Christmas rose. That's just beautiful. Maybe you are a crocheter, a little heart bunting, and a lot of the projects, it's although it says Christmas on it, it's gifts. So these are not necessarily for Christmas. These can be for all year round. Bernie, the Christmas elf, is rather lovely, isn't he? So I'm a crocheter. I will happily make Bernie the Christmas elf. But we've got jewellery as well.
Yeah,
so
jewellery.
You know, maybe you're making some of those mittens and you want something to put them in to gift them.
Ooh.
How about, you know, making jewellery and making little mittens to put that in? We've got knitting in there if knitting's your thing rather than crochet.
Oh, the beanie thingy, I love that as well, yeah.
and we've got a holly there.
Washi tape card, I mean, who'd have thought it? That's what I mean about there's something for everybody there.
Absolutely everyone.
Pom-pom cupcakes.
And we've got little pom-pom pegs here,
pom-pom pegs.
really, really simple to use. We've got a little doggy. That's Bowser, who was the Schnauzer deer last night, but his antlers fell off overnight, so he's now back down to a dog. And then a little felt towel, which I think we perhaps ought to make, really, don't you?
Gorgeous, the owl on the tree, beautiful. I love it. I love that book. There's just loads. Sorry, I was too busy listening to Rosella. That's just brilliant, isn't it? £9.99, 289 635. I'm going to show you those Christmas buttons. I think they're reindeer, penguins and gingerbread men. Oh, they're adorable. They were proving very popular last night because, of course, not just for soft fabric clothing or Christmas decorations. You know, your card making, just one of those. You can make a little brooch, so it's a gift and a card at the same time, or sometimes with your MDF projects, because there's 90 there. I think they're just absolutely adorable. £22.99, 847214. Great price point. They're just gorgeous. And we've got the iron-on motifs as well. So let's have a little look at those. So we've got the little cotton mitt there. We've got the Christmas tree, the snowman, the candy canes, the penguin, the stocking, and of course the Santa. So iron-on Christmas. You wouldn't have to know how big they are, would you? Are they quite? It's always hard with the picture. So we're 1, 2, 3, about 4 to 4 inches. That looks about 5, 4, 5.
We have got them, Fiona. I'll try and have a rummage round and find them.
You're going to rummage.
You.
We'll come back to those because I just think it's hard with the picture. You look at that and you think, is that like a diddy brooch size or is that like quite large? You know what I'm like. I'm devil for detail. Oh, I've got them. Yeah. There we go. I'll tell you what, that was a good guesstimate.
It certainly was.
She's good, she is. Look at these. They're beautiful, aren't they? Aren't they gorgeous? What would you do with these, Rosella?
Well, actually, we had a great suggestion earlier of actually making your own Christmas jumper with them. And I think, you know, actually, maybe at school, would it be really nice to temporarily tack it onto a school jumper? Do you think that would be allowed? I would do that. I might be a bad mum, but I would do that. And again, maybe back on the rucksack, something like that. Just to really celebrate it. And then obviously if you're going to make things like tea towels for Christmas, that sort of thing, or guest towels or napkins and table mats, then any of these could be used for that.
You see something like that on like a little hand towel or a little face cloth or a little bag. I mean, it just changes it up completely, doesn't it? Isn't that beautiful? 7 in there. Absolutely stunning iron-on motifs there. 9.99, 083 061. And I think the buttons. Have you got some of those buttons there?
I've been sat playing with these buttons actually because they are absolutely beautiful. And if are we doing it overhead or on the front?
Oh, they're shiny.
These are super quality buttons, but you need to look closely because on our gingerbread man, he's got a little heart. And on our little deer, he's got a heart eye. And the detail on these buttons is just absolutely beautiful. And if I just put a pom-pom next to them, you can see the sort of size that they are. So they're really digi little buttons, but they're just so beautifully made.
They are gorgeous. Lovely shiny gloss on those as well. 847214, 22.99. You're getting 90, so 30 of each. Now, we mentioned some lovely fabrics. Do you remember the Hessian sack that Rosella had on the tree there, tied with a beautiful bow? This was the material, because I've got 3 different options. So this is kind of like your Scandi way, your red and your greys. So you've got the large 2.5-inch fabric roll. You've got the 1.5-inch fabric roll, the skinny roll. And if I show you the actual 5-inch squares, so this is called the Santa's Red. You'll get a better see of the material, if that makes sense. So it's a mix of your snowflakes and the white there in terms of the fabric. Beautiful. So in terms of the 5-inch squares, how many of those do we get in this bundle? Would anybody know? Not you. I'm going to say 42. I don't know. What do you reckon, Rosella?
I can't remember. I'm so sorry. I cannot.
42. Yes, I'm going to go with. I'm very confident on this. 42. There we go. So that's your one bundle. That's your lovely Santa's Red. Then we've got the reindeer red. This isn't reindeer to be seen. Why is that called reindeer red? I'd call that holly red, but who am I to judge?
I think Rudolph's nose red.
Rudolph's nose red. But I don't see Rudolph. He's not there either.
It was just his nose.
To me, it's just holly. It's red. There we go. Who am I to say what they should be called? That's your beautiful holly reds there. What would you... I mean, I'll ask reindeer red. Reindeer red. You can't rename them, Fiona. That one's called reindeer red. That's Santa's. This is reindeer red. Now, mistletoe green. I can't see any mistletoe, but that to me is holly. But I'm not going to question anymore. Stop being naughty, Fiona. 42 the 5-inch squares. You've got the 2.5-inch roll, and you've got the 1.5-inch roll. That's amazing. How many bits of the fabric are in the rolls? Would you have to know, Rosella?
Nope.
No. Well, how many bits of the fabric are in the rolls? Would we know in terms of the strips? 20. That looks to me more than that. Well, they must be long, mustn't they?
Well, they are long, but there isn't. I haven't got a whole roll here. Because
right.
Obviously,
Have you got a strip you can show me?
Yes, I have. I've got lots and lots.
Oh, look at the size of this strip. That's long. That's over. Oh my gosh. That's
yeah. It's the width of the fabric.
That's
so it's
over
always
a
the width
metre,
of
isn't
the
it?
fabric.
That's like a metre and a half, would you say?
Yeah, because
yeah. So if there's 20 of those in there, that's a lot of material, isn't it?
It is a huge amount of material.
Wow.
It really is.
So what would you do with these rolls? So you've got the 1.5, you've got the 2.5.
Well, what I've done with them, actually, sorry about this, Chris, you probably can't see that one right down the bottom, but you can join them together because it's fabric basically at the end of the day, isn't it? So going back to one of Debbie's books, I've actually made a couple of the bottle bags.
Ooh.
And what I've done, oh, look at that. There you go. So if you stitch them together, then you're going to make your fabric, but I've actually mixed the two patterns as well then to make it even more complicated, and also you've got little placemats next to it as well, so you can make so many. We made a little Christmas tree last night with just 2 pieces put together. So what I think of it as is a patterned fabric, Fiona, because you're going to build it up into the pattern that you actually like to build it up. I mean, of course, you know, you can put them together as strips and make quilts and cushions and things like that, but I just like to think of them as actually being fabric, and you know, whether you want to put the same design together, but when you've got so many different designs, it's great to mix and match. And you've got the skinny roll on there as well, so that is super. I was going to put that on.
Could you do a bit of binding with that,
Here we go.
Rosella?
You could do binding with it. You could make your own ribbons with it as well. There's just so much you can do with them. And because they are in rolls, they're pre-cut, so it means that actually if you would like strips for binding, etc., it's already pre-cut for you. But then also it means that it's really easy to build up your own patterns. So you're actually designing your own fabric, which
Gorgeous.
I love that idea.
That 1.5, they'd be brilliant for those raggy wreaths as well, because it's already cut, isn't it? You just cut the length.
Well, funnily enough, enough, this little garland, which is about sort of 1.5 inch by about 6 inches. If you wanted to create one of these a little bit quicker than I am, because I'm actually physically using scrap material as I go along, but actually if you wanted to create one in your own colourways, then yeah, by all means use a fabric roll, cut it up, tie it on. It's a great little project for sitting in front of the TV on a night, and I think it's just going to be lovely when it's complete.
Material garland, that's absolutely beautiful. There'll be more explicit details there on each of those, you know, sizes and what have you on the website there. 2 flexi-buy payments of $19.99, 125662. You'll have noticed some lovely Christmas cottons that Rosella's mixed with those in the table placemat and the bottle bag. They're on the website as well, so let's have a little look. It's the Christmas cotton half fabric, half metre pick a mix. You pick any two. Can you see the gold and the stars there and the lovely reds? Yeah. Then we've got the fat quarter packers there as well, $14.99, again so crafty. And we've got the 6 1 metre fabric bundle there as well. If you're loving a so crafty colourway, there are 2 options on that one. The lovely reds and greens there. And then Santa's red, and then we've got mistletoe green. Oh, that's dynamic, isn't it? I like that one. £69.94. So lots of fabric bundles there on the website as well. Gorgeous. And you get the rolls individually as well, and it'll give you, there we go, 20 of the 2.5 inch fabric rolls, which we've established, and it'll probably give the proper details, but it's definitely over 1.5 meters there. And 42 of the 5 inch fabric squares, and then all of it. Brilliant. Right, let's go to you, my darling.
Okay, so as we were heading through the Quick and Easy Christmas, we decided that we needed to do the little winter owl, don't you think? So I've got just 2 pieces of the felt for his body and his wings, and that should be plenty. And I've actually traced the template out. It's a little bit crumpled now, but that's okay, it doesn't matter. And then all I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pin that, if I can find, yes, I can find pins, and then cut it out. So let me just pin my template to there. There we go.
And this is who we're making, isn't it, Rosella?
This is exactly who we're making.
Which book was this in, my darling?
This is in the Quick and Easy.
The Quick and Easy. Isn't that cute? It's so cute. There's that, using that lovely fabric as well from the roll we were just talking about.
Well, exactly. I mean, it was just a scrap for his scarf, and I've got the other end of it here. So all I did was literally fold it in half and stitch down it. So I've got 2 pieces of felt together here, and then I know that they're going to be the same shape. Even if it's not exactly the same shape as my template, it's going to be the same shape. So there we go.
I've just seen your Christmas trees with your stick hanging out of them. They're brilliant.
Oh, that was, actually that was in the Scandi book, wasn't it?
Which is now sold out. Sorry, everybody, but that's what you could be making.
But that's what you could also make with the fabric rolls. So that's just 2 pieces of fabric stitched together and then folded over and a little triangle made. And you could make, you could put cinnamon in there to make it smell nice, couldn't you?
A little cinnamon stick. Oh, I think that's absolutely adorable.
I thought maybe instead of the twig, which just came out of the garden, but it'd be really nice to put maybe a candy cane in there as well.
It's a doubler.
So, yeah,
Gift,
absolutely.
yeah.
It's a very sweet orientated show, isn't it? And then we need a couple of wings. They look like feet actually, don't they? But they're not. They're wings from our. And I've got 2 different coloured browns here, so I'm going to cut those out separately.
There's 3 in the one day special that I can see.
Yeah, it's. And it doesn't matter if they're not exactly the same as your template, because this is your owl, isn't it? It's not going to be if I cut over it. So I can't cut and talk, Fiona, can you tell?
Oh, I'm sorry, you can't talk while you're cutting. I was just watching, so I just think, well, I don't interrupt.
Oh, my goodness. But, you know, this is my last show of the day, Fiona. This is your first, isn't it?
Second.
Second.
Yeah, from the sounds of it, you'd think it was, wouldn't you? It's been that smooth. Yeah, you've done a lot of hours, and you want to see some of the other projects, because Rosella's done different projects every hour, so please do watch back on the other hours as well?
We've had a lot of fun. There's something really special about doing Christmas on the hottest day of the year, isn't there? I popped out at lunchtime in the car, 33 degrees.
Oh, nutty, isn't it? Absolutely nutty.
But perhaps Christmas is cooling us down. We have got a little template for the bead, but to be fair, it's a bit of a triangle, so I'm not a triangle, a diamond. I'm not even going with a template for that.
She's freestyling it.
Yeah, it's not very even. Though it is. It's close enough for my little owl. And then what we're going to do, Fiona, is all we need to do really is to stitch around the outside. But before you do, you want to think about his eyes.
Yeah.
Because I'm using buttons for his eyes, I would put his eyes on before I stitch so that I could get through to the back. Unless you're going to glue them, of course. But I think, actually, it would be a great little... it's going to take me 2 minutes to actually put those on.
He's so good.
I actually like it. You know, without the nose, he looks like a cat, doesn't he?
Yeah, or it could be like a doggy.
Yeah.
You could put different ears on him now.
I'm going to find some cotton. I've got my Gutermann cottons on the show. I'm sorry, I'm
She is there,
for a needle.
everybody. Yeah, we've got those on the website. We've got the big box, and then we've got the boxes of 10. Is it 10 or is it 8? Remind me. 8 boxes of 8, because they do them in different colourways, depending on which you like. And I know Rosalie loves the Gutermanns. That's the 8 box, $13.99. So you've got your reds and your navies with your sort of sage colours there. That's called your classic, in fact. And then your pastels. And I love the box that they're all in. I am happy with those names. Classic and your pastels, 050841. Now we'll go to the nostalgic box. I'm happy with that name as well. 30 in that box. That's a good box. $39.99, 483,572. We love the tin because the tin just makes it that extra bit special, and then you can use the tin as well after. Mind you, it's going to take a long time to get through all of those, 100 metres on each. And then you've got the Whopper box, 48, which is the $18.95. So 40, I mean, you're never going to run short of the colour that you need with that box, are you, Rosella?
No, it's great. You've got this beautiful keepsake box that... I personally, I have used quite a lot of my threads, obviously, but I refilled them with the Gutermann threads. But you don't have to. You could use it as a button box, or you know, you could put all sorts of lovely things in there. You could send it to a member of your family to fill with something interesting for you, and say, "This, I'd like you to fill this," and hope it comes back with something you like. Our producer says money's a good idea. I was thinking more of, well, pretty trims maybe. How about some lace or ribbon, something like that? So that's one eye. That's not taking many minutes, is it? And we'll just pop the other one on as well.
And why do you like the Gutermann thread? Why is it so good, Rosella?
Because this is the sew all thread. So this is the thread that I've got it in my machine. I use for my dressmaking. I use it for crafting. It's just a great, good. That's not enough cotton, is it? A great, good quality thread. Actually, we'll pull it from there. And because you've got such a huge range of colours, and I think if you've done any sewing at all in the past, if you've sort of headed down to the haberdashers, you will have chosen your fabric, and then you will have walked over to the Gutermann stand, and you will have chosen the thread that goes with it, because it's just what you did, isn't it? So that you've always got that matching thread, and you've got a super choice of colours. And you know what? If you are short of something to buy, just for a little gift, then I would give my friend a Gutermann thread box. You know, maybe it's the small one, maybe it's the large one. Depends what sort of friend they are. But it's just a gift that you know will be appreciated.
Yes, absolutely.
Of all my friends of sewers, I don't know any that don't use Gutermann thread. So I think you're definitely onto a winner there.
Fabulous.
If you want to give them that.
And as you said, something for everybody's price point there, whether you go for the nostalgic, $18.95, the nostalgic, the classic, or the pastels there. Fabulous. How's our lovely owl doing?
Well, he can nearly see, so it's very, very close, and he's got to have his eyes on so that he can actually see.
And this is out of the 100...
It's out of the Quick and Easy.
Quick and Easy.
So, I mean, I didn't actually time myself, but I should think I've probably spent about, 4 minutes on this so far, including cutting it out. I know the template was previously cut, so that's going to take you a couple more minutes. But, you know, these are within an hour projects, aren't they? Gorgeous. Which I think is plenty, quick enough. And, oh, I've got my needle caught. There we go. Don't do that. Come on, out of there. They're not going anywhere, are they?
Yeah,
Let's get rid of that.
It's a brilliant book. It tells you how to make things out of fondant. You know, the back here, I was looking at the owl, just because Rosella's doing an owl, but that's a fondant owl. That one, look, he looks a bit miffed, he does. The Santa. I know if you're doing your cakes, there's the lion, look at the lion. This is all out of fondant. And then you go to the wreath with crocheting and sewing, as you know, and then you've got decoupage, you've got jewellery making. It's a great book for someone who has, you know, a mixture, but you've got the know-how, so if you haven't got that skill set yet, it'll introduce you to it. Look, a bit of jewellery there. There's something for everybody in here, and that's what I thought was brilliant about it. Jewellery know-how, you see, and then we move on to knitting. Look at those, I love those. That's a gorgeous one, heart mug. Because you could just knit something, give them a mug, fill it full of chocolates or something. What a lovely gift for the teacher, or I love that. Yeah, the hot chocolate thing, yeah, make the bag of the, yeah, or that baker thing where you do the measuring out of all the baking ingredients. So yeah, there's something for look, the decoupage mirror there, you see, we move into another part of the crafting world. I just think it's a cracking book. That's what I need. My felt place setting for my knife and fork. I thought that's beautiful. What a great idea for Christmas Day. Nobody puts their knives and fork in a pouch. I thought that's gorgeous. Yeah, and you can use your one-day special to make it, yeah. The Quick and Easy Christmas, that's where the owl came from, 9.99, 289 635. Another great gift idea. Update on the one-day special, just why our lovely Rosella is sewing. Limited stock now. I'm not surprised. There's just so much in it. 251-444. Check out your baskets. It is limited. This is the last hour. And, you know, that saving price of £8, if it lasts, will only be until 6 o'clock. So just to highlight that, because we are already limited. And, of course, it'll all come on that first payment of £20 in September. And your second payment will be in October. So are we using a blanket stitch there?
We're using stitch number 15, one of my
number
new
15,
favourites.
yeah.
And it's not very neat and tidy, but that's okay because we haven't got very many minutes. But it's very, very quick.
Well, it's a lovely little bite-sized project for you to do by hand anyway, isn't it?
It is, and it's one of those that actually you're just going to pop, all you need is, you know, a little bit of felt and a needle and thread in your pocket, and you're just going to be able to sit and make these.
Get the kids involved, because that's one of the first stitches you learn, isn't it? The blanket stitch, I remember.
Absolutely. So there's our little owl. Now, obviously he needs stuffing, but we're going to have to put his wings on as well, and his beak. So his beak, I'm just going to glue on, which means I'm going to get glue everywhere again. Oh, dear. Got it all over the table earlier. Right, there we go. I'll pop you on there. And then, if you go back to your needle, you can then stitch the wings on. Now, I would actually stuff him before his wings go on.
Okay.
And I forgot to get my toy stuffing out, and it's actually in one of the sacks. So we'll actually stuff him with a bit of felt, just for something to stuff him with. If you don't have toy stuffing, you could use bits of scrap felt, bits of scrap fabric.
Yeah.
You could use cotton wool, anything really. Just to give him a little bit of body. Let's just cut a few of these scrap bits, so we'll pop them in there so he's got a little bit of form there.
Our go-to when we were little was always cut up tights.
Yes,
the
of
cut
course.
up nylons.
Yep. Yep, anything at all. I mean, you know, if you've got a shirt that's going to the rag bag rather than to the charity shop, then it's always useful. Now, these are actually large bits of felt that I'm cutting up. Ordinarily, I would not cut up large bits of felt like this.
So you stuff him then before you put your wings on, you're saying?
Yeah, it just helps, I think, with the
Positioning,
placement of them, definitely. And then I would hand stitch the bottom of it closed, but let's get his wings on there as well. And put the needle down somewhere. That'll do. Now, the top of his wings are actually going to be covered by his scarf anyway, so don't worry too much. In fact, actually, we could just glue them on, couldn't we? Let's glue them on. Put that on there. So, do we think around there?
Lovely.
Sit nicely and don't glue to my fingers instead. Just go on the back.
It wouldn't take much of a little stitch anyway, would it, really?
No, not at all. I've glued myself to it again.
Need a little paper clip to hold that in place.
And him on this side. Kind of level-ish. Now sit there nicely. Don't stick to my fingers whilst I pick your scarf up. Stay attached to it. And then all you're going to do is, oh my goodness, his wings dropped off. Get back on there. I'm going to face me. Wrap your scarf around him.
Gorgeous.
And there he is. He's probably a little bit untidy, but that's okay. He's an untidy owl. And
you could hang him like you have, or have him on your bunting wreaths.
Yeah,
or...
exactly. If you want a hanger on him, you could put a hanger on him. If you want him to stand, you could put a little pebble or something in the bottom to give him a little bit of weight.
Oh, that's a good idea, yeah.
But he's just so much fun, isn't he?
He's so cute. I love him. And he is one of the projects from the Quick and Easy Christmas book. Don't forget, you can use your felt from the one-day special, $9.99, 289 635. My lovely Charlotte, you deselected, darling. I want to talk about the lovely advent calendars now, because when I spoke to Rosella earlier, I was going, 2 for this price? She says yes. I'm like, my gosh, it's a giveaway. This is just a brilliant, brilliant project for you to do, or get the kids involved, because it makes 2. What's so fantastic is the advent dates are on this long ribbon. Now, Rosella shows this, and she's been making one, so you just cut those up. You've got the actual sort of size of your advent. That's already there. So you're getting the grey and you're getting the red. You're getting the little doweling stick and the lovely candy cane string to hang from it. Rosella's decorated with a lovely bit of that velvet ribbon from the one-day special in the Poms. But then all you've got to do is, once you cut your, because it's got all the numbers on there, and there are your little pockets ready for them to fill with, I don't know, anything really. Isn't that gorgeous? I think, and it makes 2 for $9.99. You started this one earlier, didn't you, Rosella?
I did, and you know, it's just so easy to make. And actually, we could just put a couple of those on now if we've got time to do that.
We have got 8 minutes. I'll mention me buttons. 721
nearly finished.
123. Do you want this one back to carry on with, darling?
Yeah, I'm just looking for those buttons. Did I keep the buttons over here as well? Because
I'll give that to Harry or anybody that's passing by. If you could just give that to our lovely Rosella. And I'm going to mention my buttons very quickly because these are fabulous, and you get 90 of these. They're just the cutest. So I've just ruined the lovely display. Let me look for that little reindeer there. You get 30 of those. They've got a lovely high gloss finish. There's our gorgeous gingerbread man. Aren't they cute? Just as cute as. Look at that. There's our gingerbread man. I know, they're just adorable. With a little heart on him. There's our lovely reindeer. Oh, little reindeer won't stay up. I know. Uh-oh. Little heart on the reindeer there for the eye. Just gorgeous. No, just want to stay. I'll just hold it there. I'm not balancing right, am I? There we go. There we go. Gorgeous. And then you get 30 of your penguins with his little red cap on. Aren't they adorable? I think they're beautiful. $22.99, 847-214. Right, we'll pop back to our lovely Rosella.
Okay, so I'm just going to go to my favourite stitch number 15. I do need to just mention this machine. I know I do harp on about it, but it is a cracking machine. If you've never seen this machine before and you're in the market for a sewing machine, this is a cracking little sewing machine. It's got, can I just go through it very, very briefly? You've got 65 stitches within there, so you've got some super decorative stitches within there. So I mean, looking at this advent calendar at the moment, I'm going to use the blanket stitch to edge each one, but actually you could put a lovely border around there, and I notice we've got sort of little snowflakey flowers in there as well. It's got this one here, it actually cuts your thread as you for you. I know, and it just that's just
brilliant.
It saves a massive amount of time, but it also saves a huge amount of thread, because it means that you're not even pulling it up. You've got a thread cutter on it, but you're not using that much thread either even. The other great thing about this is you've got a speed control on there, so if you don't want to use the foot control, you can just unplug it and you can use it. It's got a start-stop button, so you can use it. But it means that actually if you are using it without, I tend to put the speed down ever so slightly, otherwise it runs away with me. We've got a slow stitch, we've got reverse stitch on there. And then the other really great thing about this is that it grows with you. There's actually an embroidery unit available as well, so that it's a fantastic machine, and it's really quiet, it's really easy to use, it's easy to thread. I love it, absolutely love it.
There we go. It's on the website. I'm sorry I didn't put the details, but please find it on the website. There it is there, £4.99, the Britannia InStyle T65 sewing machine. You can spread that over 3 flexi-buy instalments.
And then, oh, my buttons. Sorry, Fiona.
That's right, Dan. I've got about 5 minutes, darling, just so you know.
Oh, lovely. But I thought these buttons would actually, because you're getting so many of them, wouldn't they look great attached to our little advent calendar as well? I just think that we've got so many different sort of trims and things on the show today that you're going to be able to really go to town with things. So all you're getting is strips of ribbon for you to cut up, so you can choose whether you want it in day order or whether you actually want it random. You can choose whether you want to line it up or again whether you'd like it random. Because I'm not measuring this or anything, I decided that I can't go wrong if I do it random, can I? But if you are, if you do want it all nicely lined up, then just use something, just tailor's chalk or something, and draw some lines across so that you know where you're following. And
I think part of the fun is trying to find the number.
Well, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you've got to make sure that you really do mix them up then.
Yeah.
Let me just take my buttons off so I don't lose them. I am going to just take the dowel out whilst I stitch it, because it might get attached to my machine, and I did stitch through the thread earlier when I left it on, so we'll go quite close to that. You've got to leave room at the top, remember, to get little fingers in there.
Don't sew that bit up, otherwise
big fingers.
very disappointing day.
Yes.
Nothing in there other than a pretty picture.
So what would we put in our advent calendar then, Fiona? What would you put in yours?
Normally, traditionally, it's like a chocolate coin or a chocolate. Sometimes you can do that little jobs that the children can do if they want to earn that chocolate.
Yes, that's a nice idea.
I will wash up for my mommy today. Is that not a fun thing to do when you get?
That's like the parents' dream advent calendar.
That's mommy's advent calendar, isn't it? No, normally it's chocolate. I won't lie. Normally it's variety. There may be little chocolate Buster Sprout that you gave me earlier. Little sweetie, little coin. And of course, you've got to have a bigger one on obviously the 25th. So.
Well, yes, absolutely. How about treats? So how about a cinema trip, or a trip out to a favourite restaurant maybe, or the bookshop? I'd like to go to the bookshop, or...
That's a highfalutin calendar there. Gosh, who's got the time? But yeah, I love that idea. You can mix it up with the sweets, couldn't you?
Yeah, of course you could, but it's yours, isn't it?
Are you sure you don't want
to
make them do the washing up? I'm sure that was a far more...
To be honest, I'm not sure I want to even open an advent calendar in your house, Fiona. If you offer me one, just keep it to yourself, thanks all the same. It's just... We'll put one more on and then we'll see what it's like. Now, of course, you could stitch this by hand. You could glue this. You can sort of fold the edges over to prevent it from fraying so that you can glue it. It depends really on your skill level or the skill level of the people that are actually creating it, because I think this is a lovely family thing to do, isn't it?
It is adorable. I just think for that price point, and then the fact that you get two, so for, often maybe there's two in the family there, or it could be for mum and dad, could be for him and her, could be you could make them and then gift them, but for £9.99 for the two, I just think, and it's ready to go, it's ready to make, and then you can just add your additional decorative poms or ribbons as you've done, or buttons. I just think it's brilliant. 721123 9.99. Great, brilliant one. I immediately thought, get the kids involved, get them doing their own.
I think so.
So it's lovely. One in their own room each.
But there you go.
Beautiful.
It really is that quick. I mean, you're going to be able to do that super speedy if you want to, but the fun's really going to be actually filling these, isn't it? And
gorgeous.
Not with notes saying do the washing up.
I think that's a win. I think parents at home going, brilliant idea, Fiona. Why didn't I think of that? Rosella, massive thank you, darling.
Thank you.
As always, brilliant. You've packed it all in the last 24 hours. Thank you so much. Please be quick if you want that one-day special. It is limited, proving very popular. 42 squares of that acrylic felt, 100 poms, 2 metres of the Hessian, the beautiful Tilda Ideas book, the 2 metres of the fur trim, the 4 jingly jangle reindeer bells, 5 metres of the 15mm green velvet ribbon, 5 metres of the 15mm red velvet ribbon. Is it how many metres? Oh, this a metre by 45 centimetres of the glitter felt in the red, the green and the gold. Oh, I know. We got there in the end. It's jam-packed, isn't it? £39.99, 251 444, and it can be 2 flexi-buy payments of £20. One payment in September, the 2nd of October. When are you with us again, my darling?
Monday. Monday, yes.
What treats have you got in store for us Monday?
I've got some tapestry, I believe.
Ooh, now there's a word I've not heard for a long time. Tapestry.
Yeah, some beautiful, beautiful kits.
Wow, tapestry. When's the last time we all did tapestry? I was at primary school the last time I did a tapestry.
Right, you need to tune in on Monday.
I do, Monday, with our Rosella tapestry kits. Fantastic, look forward to that. Thank you, my darling.
Thank you.
Check out the website if you'd like some more So Crafty Christmas fabrics, some great bundles on there as well. Lovely 5-inch, 2.5 and 1.5-inch squares, half meters, pick and mixes. It's all there. So have a little look, shop ahead, and we've got everything there for you on the website. And those lovely books. Yeah, enjoy. But do check out your one-day special. I hope you'll join us again at 6 o'clock because we'll be launching a new one. So if there's any of this stock left, make sure you grab it before 6 so that you can take advantage of that £8 saving. Talking of which, let's have a catch up and see what's coming up next. Ooh, Clever Prince Jungle Fever. Then, with the lovely Julia, we've got Fairy Hugs 1-year anniversary. Then So Crafty African Wax Fabrics with Angie.
Hi, I'm Lou from Studio Light. Studio Light has been around for about 40 years now. They're based in the Netherlands and it's a family-run business with a great heritage. The products that Studio Light bring us are very diverse, fantastic dyes, great papers, but all round on trend. Over the 40 years Studio Light have evolved. They listen to me, the demonstrator, and you, the customers, and really take our ideas on board. We'll share with you the diverse techniques and products will inspire you to produce your own individual pieces of artwork. So make sure you don't miss the Studio Light shows.
Hi, my name's Mel and I'm from Crafty Devils down in Devon. We are a family-run business and we've been established for about 16 years now. All of our MDF products are produced in Devon, in the UK, and we have a wide variety of products to inspire you.
Hi, I'm Hayley from Craft Yourself Silly and I'm really excited to be working with you guys here at the craft store. We've been here since the very beginning and hopefully we'll continue to bring you lots of new and exciting soft craft projects. So make sure you join me and Craft Yourself Silly here at the craft store.
Hello everyone, we're the Pink Ink Ladies.
I'm Kathy.
And I'm Mel, and we've been crafting for 30 years. We're passionate about fabric, so our main thing is to stamp on fabric or stencil on fabric. We can't wait to show you all our new hand-illustrated stamp and stencil designs, whether you're using them on cards or soft furnishings. On our shows, we're excited to share all our hints, tips and techniques for you to get the most out of our products.
Well, good afternoon. We have got Clever Prints in the house and a massive savings, so make sure to jump ahead and shop ahead and check out those baskets. But before we get into details about all the glorious dies and stamps and papers that we have got from Clever Prints, well, shall we say hello to another beautiful lady who is representing Clever Prints. Julia, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm very good. It's finally we get to work
I know, I'm so excited. You did my screen test.
Yes, I did.
And then since then we've all been locked down and it's been Skype, so it's nice to see you in person.
Yeah, it is great. Now, this is your first time representing Clever Prints, but for those ones who don't know about you, you have been crafting and being part of Clever Prints for a while, actually.
Yeah, so I've been on the design team for Clever Prints for about 2 years. I think they had it up as a fact on their Facebook group the other day. So yeah, beginning of 2020, 20. Yeah, I think I joined the Clever Prints DT, so I've always been squirreling away in the background, making samples and videos and bits and bobs. So yeah, it's nice to represent them on telly.
Yeah, and of course you have got your own brand, so but everything kind of mixes and matches as well. Right, let's start with the Clever Prints Jungle Fever. Now this is of course a pick and mix of die sets. Now you have got here 4 different options for you in terms of dies. So let's have a look at the dies themselves. But I think the die cuts will be a great way to start to seeing them. You know what? One of the things I love about Clever Prints dies is that there's a mix of large and small ones, right?
Yeah, they're so versatile. So whether you want to be making big home decor projects or filling a page in those extremely large journals, or whether you want to make pretty delicate cards,
indeed,
they're absolutely workable. Yeah.
The option is when feathers appear, 12 dies in total. Then we are moving on to this one. Is it Flutterbug? I'm a bug here as well with those gorgeous. I love the bugs in here, the larger ones, but also you have getting a full alphabet.
Yeah, I couldn't work out which bit's meant to be waste because they both work. So we've got a full alphabet. And then another set of vowels, so you get secondary vowels, and a secondary P, Y, Z, not sure why Z, but interesting, S and T. You could have words buzz.
Indeed, absolutely. And then, of course, we have this one, a flitbug in there as well.
Yeah.
I love that it's a massive butterfly.
It is amazing.
I also see petals of a flower.
Yeah, so again, really versatile. When you look at it, you can do more than one thing with it. And I think as crafters, that's what we want. You know, if we're going to be spending some money, it's like, what can I do with it? And as you said, you know, we could do 3-dimensional flowers. I think one of the samples you'll see later, real mixed media, Vibe layered it up, made it almost look like chipboard.
And then, of course, we have the Jungle Fever itself in there. Now, whichever option you're going for 2 options with a massive saving, half price. I mean, exactly half price. So basically, you are buying one and getting one for free. If you like to prefer to look at this that way. £22.99. That's the saving. That is what you are paying. Phenomenal saving, but there is so many ways of bringing them to life with colors, with flowers, using them in different ways, and of course mixing them up with both the stamps and the dies. Oh, I love this one. But that's I think this is from the stamps.
I think they've mixed up.
We're going to we'll see them in a second. Right, and remember to check out your baskets. And then 10609 is your item number, teasing us with beautiful samples. Now this has it's better than half price. Now you're picking it's over 60% of the saving. Ooh, that's good maths. Anyway, £10.98 is your price for 2 of them. Now, if you were going to buy them individually, they would be about
£14.99. So I was double checking their website, between £14.99 and £15.99 for the 85 stamps.
So this is actually, you're not even paying for one, and you're getting 2 of them.
That's it, less than half price.
Wow, that is insane. That of course but it's fabulous as well, because of course we are getting. I'm going to turn them over a couple of them so you can see the size of them, and also the absolutely glorious size. I love that. Perfect for, you know what? Oh, sorry, oopsie doopsie.
So again, it's like really perfect, isn't it? For whatever you're doing. You've got your bigger stamps for bigger projects, but you can also just sort of have them peeking in, so they'll still do a little card. So we'll hopefully show that as well. You can still use them for card making too.
I love that. And of course, we have this one. It was the sample that it really caught my really fabulous. I love the way that the elements have been fussy cut and layered as well. And then of course you can do. I don't know who it has. Have you done this one?
No, there's some from the design team, and then our Louise Sims has been working on it, and Charmaine's had a play as well.
Oh,
so
well, I have to say, amazing samples in here as well. Look at these ones. I love the elements, the bookmarks, and I love the colours, the feathers as well, incorporating the dies. Oh,
so that's the one I was saying. I don't know what's happened. They were all organised, but they've been moved around. That's the one with the dies.
Yeah, let's put it that one with the dies when I do the recap. We'll show them. But look at this. The stamps are incredibly busy. Remember that you are paying not even for one of them, but you are getting 2 of them. And remember, you can pick and choose whichever 2 you want. Right, shall we go through? You are trying Well, I'm trying.
Great job.
I'm trying. This is King Kermit, though. No, sorry,
No,
that's
there we go,
we are trying. This is King Kermit. That's it.
So it's lovely, and sometimes it's good looking at the meaning behind the characters as well. So parrots kind of represent loyalty and things like that.
Oh,
so
yeah.
for like friends, chameleons are very adaptable, so that could be an encouragement card to somebody, you know, even though your
Yeah.
circumstances have changed, we're all here for you, that sort of thing. You know, so
Color My Worlds as well. Yeah, and then we have Jungle Feathers as well. Gorgeous. This is the one that I absolutely adore in that front of the cover. Then we have Every Storm. Love that. It's such a... Is it a salamander or...
Yeah, it's a kind of lizard thing, isn't it?
Seriously, lately I have been confusing all my animals, so I might...
This one's a frog.
Oh my gosh. Frida the frog. Thank you, Julia. I need you by my side all the time.
This one's a fab worker one, so this one's
Yeah.
kind of got all your little embellishments that just really help to finish a card. So it's one of those ones that you find is incredibly useful. You end up going to it all the time.
Take a leaf as well, and then we are moving on to Sunshine and Happiness, and then we have Tropical Flowers. And then finally we have got Jungle Diva. Now, of course, $10.98 is your price for the two of them. You can pick and choose any two. And remember, you're paying less than you will be paying for one single one, and you're getting two. So you are getting one and a bit for free. 625-763 is your item number. Then we have got designer papers, and again, beautiful colors coming through in here. You are getting the set number 1 in this bundle. £5 saving, 25 designs. Now, I know, Julia, you love colour.
Yeah, absolutely love colour. And this is very in your face, isn't it? Very, very colourful. There's lots of elements that you can get in and fussy cut out, because that's what I quite like to do as well, take a paper and adapt it. And then the other thing that I was thinking when I was prepping, like, for example, papers like that, if you're a bit unsure about how to put a background together, you can almost look at that and copy it. It's almost like a cheat sheet on how to.
Yeah.
So
that's so
fabulous.
true. I love the variety of color combinations as well. Absolutely gorgeous papers in here that you can see in there. And then we have got lots of different. Oh, look at the chameleon.
It's a bit upside down there, but like hanging on in there.
Yeah,
He's
absolutely.
surviving.
I mean, you could use it like that, but I actually think the chameleon.
It's quite cute upside down.
I think that is right. And then, of course, we have got look at the. I love those color combinations. Right now, you have got 25 of them. I'm not going to go through every single one of them, but you have got 25 of them that you can use, pick and choose. And I love the vibrancy of the colors. And this is some of. Let's go somewhere. Oh, where would you go, Julia?
Oh, I don't know. Somewhere cooler. I can't cope with this.
Well, of course, Julia's from Inverness, so you know you have got cooler climates there. 562-733 is your item number. And then we are moving on to the next bundle, of course, that is set number 2. Now, again, you are getting beautiful papers, 25 of them as well. Look at this. Look at that. Now, this is papers that have been printed with that vibrancy.
Yeah, they're absolutely brilliant. And they take a lot of mediums as well, so you can like throw lots of your your inks and things at it and it'll survive, so you can take it where you want it. It can be like a starting point for you to put your own creative twist onto it. Look at that.
I love that.
Gorgeous.
Love it. And I love the mix of cool and warm colors as well, because, for instance, this is very warm colors.
Yeah, I like that one. That's really
But then
pretty.
you have got this, and then, of course, with the warm colors and the cooler ones. I think this is my favorite also. Look, I love that with the primary colors in there. Lots of possibilities. Now, would you stamp on here? Would you die cut?
I do all sorts. As I said, I've kind of fussy cut bits out. Stamped on it, maybe used it as base. Sometimes if you're wanting to make a quick something, you don't have lots of time. So rather than have to create your own background, that's been done for you, and then you can just kind of get on with the stamping bits. And
absolutely beautiful. Now, of course, we have got them all here. Remember to check out your baskets. You have got a £5 saving, £14.99 is your price for them. 273755 is your item number. And I love the way that you can incorporate them in different projects like that one. Remember to check out your baskets, especially for the stands, because remember they are pick and mixes. So if you have got a favorite, you might miss out if you do not check out your baskets. So therefore do that. But also if you need some cardstock, we have got black cards. I've been using lately lots of Dolly Dimples, the premium quality black card. Yeah, I like it because it's 200. I really love it actually because it's 250 GSM, so it die cuts beautifully. Sometimes when you have got a little bit thicker, like 300 GSM, then you are talking about certain dies will struggle with it. 250 is thick enough to make foundation cards and boxes, but also will give you more detail. And of course, is a black to the core. And £9.99 is your price. You're saving £3. Then we have also the mixed media card, the white cardstock, 250 GSM. £9.99 is your price. You're saving £5. 822474 is your item number. Now, also, of course, if you need some adhesive, well, you can have some with, of course, the high-tack double-sided tape, 12 mil and 15 meters, because you're getting 5 meters in each, £22.97 for that one. And remember, 12 mil is kind of the thicker end of the real liner tape. Right now, that, of course, you will find it on the website. That frog likes to jump, but not in jumping. I mean, maybe it needs a kiss and it will be turned into a nice prince. That's why he wants the attention. Shall I try it? Right. Anyway, back to you, Julia. Shall we? What are you going to show us today?
Shall we craft?
Yes, shall we craft?
So, I'm using the Sunshine and Happiness stamp set. This is just so ridiculously useful. A lot of them are. So this is a fantasy flower. It's not a real flower, but if you look at it, it could be a daisy, it could be a poinsettia, it could be lots of different things. So I'm actually working on, this is Dolly Dimples card here. It's great because I'm a bit like heavy-handed when it comes to throwing mediums on a page, and it always survives. So it's good stuff. So I've just put a bit of ink on that, and I'm just going to show how beautifully that stamps. Perfect. So as I said, that sunflower, daisy, lots of, as I said, wintertime's coming, poinsettia, chrysanthemum. So you could take it in so many directions. So that's what I'm saying. It's one of those things that, although it's a fantasy flower, there's so much we can do. So I've just stamped that out in a big one, and whoop, there we go. See, look at that. One's perfectly cut out.
And that was the smaller one, right?
Yeah, this is a smaller one. It's because it's going on a card. And I'm going to cut into the petals. Because what we're trying to... This is a fantastic collection. It's really whimsical. You step into some sort of magical, tropical world. But I just really wanted to show that it also just suits every crafter. No matter what your style is, this collection will work for you. So I've just cut in, and I've got a flower shaping tool. And I'm just going to roll on the back here.
You're using the Heartfelt one, aren't you?
Yes. I bought this years and years
it's such
and
a
years
good one.
ago.
It's a proper one.
I've used it all the time. I mean,
I like proper tools.
Yeah, and really quickly and easily we've created a very dimensional flower. And because there's different sizes in the pack, if you want, you can sort of layer that one up. So that one, I think I've got two big ones, a medium one and a little one. And it just creates fantastic dimension. So that's fab. So we'll pop together our pretty card. I'm just going to quickly grab a stencil. These are on the website. I think this one's circles, not circles.
Okay.
I just have to get a little bit of colour down. It's just...
But it's nice to bring in stencils every now and again.
But they are there. They were on
the website,
they were on the other week as well, so I think there is a good price on them. So we just popped that down, and then I've got the various die cuts. Right. So what I've done just to bring them to life is, excuse Bev, I hope she's not watching, look how dirty my mat is. Her dad will be most upset with me. Not wash my mat. Normally I'm very good and wash it before I come. But, you know, I've been here a lot of hours today, so it's, yeah, it is what it is. I'm just going to just pop a bit of ink around the edge of those dies. It just kind of gives them a bit more life and interest. And again, I'd be like getting my fingers in there and shaping them to make them look a little bit more realistic. Yeah. So then we get our dies and we just can layer a design. So I've kind of gone for a two-tone colour way. I've kind of gone for my oranges and then I've gone for my greens. So we'll pop some of these flowers. Look how amazing that looks as a card. The dimension on that's incredible.
It is, and I love how, you know, what you were saying, now I automatically I can see poinsettias, I can see sunflowers. If like, for instance, if you put a big button in the center, that would be like a sunflower, right?
Yeah,
you know?
it's one of those things when you start looking at it, you're like, actually, I'll use that loads. I can't remember which die set this is. I think it's that one.
Yeah, I think it's the first one, which is, let me see, this one, Jungle Fever, which features, of course, the crisscross leaves in here that you have got a tiny little. Jungle Fever, this one is, that's the one.
But what I like about this is it's got all the little twiddly bits. So, you know, when you buy a bouquet of flowers, you've got your main flowers, but then they fill it out with like greenery and you know, like the multi-branch flowers, just to sort of, so you can really create a full bouquet. And as I said, I've gone in and I've just sort of shaped everything. I'm just delicately placing this because if I was to start gluing it, and you can cut into your dies, so it's like I don't particularly want that as a whole, but I like the idea of having the greenery, so we can just pop that under like so. And then I've got some little love hearts.
Okay.
So I just sat and played when I was doing this, when I was prepping it. It was just like, got all my die cuts out and just sat and had a play. And then what I would do is I would just mount that on a bit of, I did this deliberately so you could see, like, we've got our bright, it's almost like a sunflower. And then here we've got like really delicate and pretty. So again, no matter what your style, these work.
Yeah, that's absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much for showing that. That was such a quick demo as well. Such a glorious how you put it together. And this is one of the reasons why with, you know, of course, Clever Prints, you can go for stamps and dies and papers and everything coordinates. And the beauty of it is, of course, if you want to go for the die sets, this is a Pega mix. So you're choosing whichever two you want them, and you will get them half price because you are paying £22.99, but that is literally the saving. So therefore you can have the big feather, you can have the gorgeous florals, you can have the flowers in there, the butterflies, and so much more. Now, of course, that, let's have a look at the sample that Julia was talking about it. Now, this one, of course, is featuring the big butterfly in there. And look at that. You can die cut it several times out of paper or card and giving that thickness. And, of course, if you're using mixed media card, then it's even more. But look at the feather as well. You know, you can die cut it out of pattern paper. You can, of course, you can do it out of a beautiful paper, white cardstock, and then stamp onto it as well. There is ways of course, bringing in those details in here. You can see there, that is a die cut, that's another die cut. There is plenty of ways to incorporating those die cuts in ways that are creative and give us those versatility as well. And then look at the scrolls, not only come out of the flower, but you can make a card. Maybe you are one of these people that like clean and simple, but you want to incorporate some shapes that are organic. These dies do that for you. Now you have got, as I mentioned, you are getting two of them for the price of one, so you're saving, it's half price. And look at all the elements. This one will be Jungle Fever. Then we have got in here the feather one, which is, of course, when feathers appear. Well, look at the ants as well. Like, it's just glorious to have those details. This is, of course, the one with the, I would say, bug dies. Now, this is an alphabet die because, of course, the leftovers is a full alphabet. You're getting extra letters in here, but it's one single die, which means if I show it to you, this one it is. Let's have a look. Can you see there? So if you wanted to, you can use that one. You can take out the outer die. So then, of course, it means that you cut into the card so you could create an aperture. Then you have there the outer die. Then you can have that one. So you have got the inner die, the inner alphabet, and then you have got that. And if you wanted, this could be an stencil kind of or aperture die. I love that. This is such a cool die. I cannot stress it enough. Definitely, that one would be one of my favorites, because I love as well the chunkiness of those letters. It's not too chunky, it's not too fine. They are small letters, but still you could be able to actually write something. Love the lace as well. I love the kind of, is that, unlike, I would say, is this for a martini, an olive, you know, or is this a balloon? So it's up to you how you see it, or a lollipop. And then, of course, you have got the heart, the flower, but you have got, of course, that ladybird or buggy kind of thing. I see like a, you know, a beat. No, you know, I see a ladybird. I know it's if you trim it that, sorry, kind of, you cannot say it like this. Then it's a ladybird or a bug. And then, of course, you have the kind of netting. So this one definitely I would go for, because I remember £22.99. That should be the price for one of them. But not only you're getting this one, you could go, if you wanted to, for Flutterback, which is, of course, the one that came in. It was used for this one. Can you imagine doing this? And I kind of imagine doing these kind of flowers as well. Lots of different elements. And then, of course, we had the first one. Whichever two are your favorite, that could be your pick and mix. £22.99 is your price. 910609 is your item number. Oh, Julia's ready for another demo. So take it away, Julia.
Right, so we've got our chameleon stamp set, which is the Colour My World one. This is one of these ones. See if you actually take the chameleon out of it, which is the main feature image and probably the one we'd be buying it for. I would actually pay the £14.99 for what's left.
Oh yeah,
you know, because there's so much on it. There's like lots of different textures. So again, it's one of those ones that you would sit on your desk and you would find that you just keep pulling it out.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, because it's just like, oh yeah, it's just a little bit of texture. So even taking that amazing image out, it's just ridiculous value. I'm just going to very quickly pop a little bit through a stencil again. Yeah. Again, these ones are on the website. Right. So I've just used the flower one. So these were part of the jungle set, so they do match. And then I'm just going to take a couple of the leaves and just sort of, I'm not even using the full stencil, I'm just wanting individual leaves, and I'm just putting a couple of them next to the flowers. And then what I did was I kept playing with that and inked round till I ended up with something like that. And then when you clean your stencils off, we all do it, we sort of like spray it and then put it onto something like that.
Yeah, that's nice.
So then what I would do is grab a stamp, and because this is on scrap paper and it now tones with this because it's sort of the leftover of the same ink, that then if we start to stamp pieces like that and then cut those out, they will match. So I would sort of do that as I'm working. Okay, so I'm going to get some of these very useful stamps, try and clean my block. I'm just about to put big black marks on everything. So we'll get some of these textures then.
Okay.
And I'm going to go in coloured ink. You should really take your ink to the stamp, but you know. Right. And we're just adding subtle little bits, and it's these sort of things that adds interest to a piece. I think what I love is when you start looking at a project and you see something and then you see something else and something else. It's not all sort of visible straight away, but you gradually start seeing more. I've also lost my small acrylic block.
Okay, yeah.
So sorry for using a huge one. Right. There we go. So you're kind of seeing that a bit more, but you can just see how useful this is. So I've built up a background. Of course, if you didn't want to do this, you could use one of the papers and just cut a paper down to size.
Fabulous.
Okay. Yeah. So let's bring in some of the stamped images. So I've stamped those out and sort of done what I'd showed
so stamp
earlier.
onto kind of colour paper.
Yeah, it was basically, I was cleaning my stencils onto another sheet of the Dolly Dimples Mixed Media card, and I was like, oh, that's quite pretty and it matches. So I used that to then stamp out, and then I just added a bit of extra ink around the edges sort of to define it.
And do you tend to use the mixed media card from Dolly Dimples?
All the time.
Yeah.
It's a staple in my stash. As I said, I'm quite heavy-handed. The next demo will sort of show that. All the watercolour artists will be like, no! But, you know, the mixed media card seems to stand up to the abuse I give it, so...
So why not?
Give it abuse. Absolutely, yeah.
If you want to go for the mixed media white cardstock on the L, again, it's 250 just Are you like me, Julia, that you like to have cards that you can die cut, you can stamp on it, print on it,
you don't have to think about it. Do you know what I mean? Because, like, obviously, and I do have cards like that in my stash that I have to sit there and think, right, well, that card's for my alcohol markers and that card's for my watercolour and that card's... But if you've got a card that you just grab and you know it's going to work, it takes a lot of the thought out of it, doesn't it? It's just...
Well, it's mixed media, so for watercolours, from alcohol.
That's it.
Pulling prints as well with the acrylic paints?
I've literally used everything on it. So I've used this sentiment. It's on this kind of lovely curve, but I've almost turned that into the branch. And then I've got these butterflies. These are the funniest things in the world. They're like a cross between an anteater and a butterfly.
Love that. Yeah.
It's brilliant. It reminds me of, I went to see a film with my daughter about a Stone Age family, a cave family, over the holidays.
Right,
and when you watch it, what I love about that is their creativity. So they sort of take things that are sort of normal, but it's like the elephants or mice and the, you know, they sort of like give it a bit of a whimsical feel. It reminds me of that. This sort of character would fit perfectly in that. So we've got our little anteater butterfly. We've got another little baby one down here. And then I would just arrange all of that. And then I tend to, no matter what I'm doing, I always like to frame everything because it helps to draw the eye in. So I would just sort of very doodle. And I don't think about it too much. Don't worry about it being straight.
I love that.
The more imperfect, the better.
I love how you do little stitches there, here and there.
Yeah, it's like faux stitching. It's like real handmade stitching. It's all wonky and all over the place. So I would do that.
Yeah.
Let's just swivel that round. Obviously, I've not stuck any of that down, but I will show you the magic of television.
Yeah.
There we go. So if I hold
that's
fabulous. That's what it would look like.
Yeah.
Finished.
I love that. I love that so much. Thank you. I'm going to say sometimes I'm getting a little bit fangirly on air, but it's just I love so much when you create.
It's so whimsical, isn't it?
Is
you just like step into another world.
It is, and I love that. Thank you so much, Julia. Well, Julia gets ready for another demo. I love when different demonstrators come in and showcase what you can do with for the first time. This is the first time that Julia is doing clever prints, although she has been, of course, being part of the design team for almost 2 years. But if you want to go a little bit more, strong in color, you can, of course, go that. And now we have got to pick a mix of stamps. And this is where also the saving, it goes a little bit bonkers. Because, of course, you have in here the possibility to grab 2 stamp sets for less than the price of one. Yes, it's not 1 buy 1 get 1 free. No. This is not, you are not even paying for one and you are getting 2 of them. One of my absolute favorites has to be this sample because it showcases that yes, they are whimsical. These creatures are different. But you can still have an elegance in the way that you bring color and design to them. The sizes as well, big, bold flowers or the smaller ones. The way that you can incorporate them is up to you. Now, if we look at the stamps themselves, because we have got in here 10 different options for you. Now, I would say, just look at the one that you call your name. Remember that you can go for multiples. If you want to go for multiples, pick and mix. Say that you went for actually 2, you would not even be paying for 2 of them, and you will receive 4 of them. It would be £21.96, and you will get 4 stamps. So it's incredibly value for money, but also is the possibilities in here. If I turn over, I'm going to turn over the chameleon just so you can see it. And then, Oh no, Harry's gonna hate me. Harry is, by the way, it's the lovely also floor manager that has started a couple of weeks ago with it here. And I'm gonna get everybody to hate me now, the new floor managers, because I'm turning around things and then everything falls off. But you can see this has to be one of my favorites, because look at that. You can see the 3 feathers, the 3 bugs, and if I turn it over, you can see the beautiful coloring. So if you are lost for, how do I start? You have got the colors there as well. Sorry, Harry. Oopsie doopsie. I need to do this one. Yeah, he's just like, okay, Paula, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Sorry. I want you to see the stamps themselves. Of course, clear stamps, A5 in size. You're choosing whichever two. And I love that. Rainbows, follow every storm. But you have to be in the right place to see them. And that's important sometimes. So you know that there is always a rainbow. But you have to be able in the right place. And sometimes you have to change places to see the rainbow. Am I not right, Molly? Anyway, so we have got mistakes are proof. You are trying as well. And of course, we have got sunshine and happiness, jungle fever, and so many more sentiments. Have a look, of course, on the website for all the designs. And let's have another look at some of these amazing, stunning designs. Because, of course, they're designs that you can use boldly in your art journal, in your home decor. I love that. I love a good book. Absolutely love a good book. And this could be a bookmark for books in there as well. And then also the incorporation of the dies and the stamps in here and the backgrounds and so many more. And of course we have them as well in here. £10.98 is your price. You are saving £19. I mean, look at that saving. £19, that's your saving. It's a phenomenal saving. If you want to grab it, you need to check out your baskets. Remember, this is a pick and mix, so you need to select whichever are your 2 favorites and then check out your basket. 625763 is your item number. Moving on to the papers in here, which we have got, and the set number 1 and set number 2. So set number 1, of course, you are getting 25 designs. They are printed full beautiful color, and it's kind of a satin finish, which means that you still will be able to stamp on it, die cut. I'm going to put them like this. I think they are upside down. You can see the amount of different elements that you can bring to life. And Julie, am I right thinking is 1 of each or is it 2 of each?
I think it's 1 of each.
Right, so sure. 21. So I would most definitely go for 2 of them, because that way you would have 2 of them. But you are getting such a glorious, look at this. The crackle in here, look at the blues, look at the reds, look at the intensity of that color. Because sometimes when you have got printed paper, because of the printing process and depending what paper you are using, depending what ink, the colors dull a little bit. This, you can see the top quality in the printing, the top quality of the paper. And yes, it's this paper, but I would think it's, would you think it's about 100 and maybe about 60 GSM? Yeah, 160, I would say around there. So it's definitely paper, but that means that you can fold it beautifully. It will wrap around. If, for instance, if you decorate tins and things like that, this would be absolutely stunning. Look at the different colors coming through, the cool, the kind of warmth as well. This is absolutely stunning. And, oh, I have missed one. Love those ones as well. And so 25 different designs, you are getting them. So 1 of each with a £5 saving, £14 and 99 pence. And of course, this means that you can die cut it, fussy cut them, you can fold them. No, Harry was going to kill me that time, because this is what's going to go, all 25 of them going flying around. See, I got skills. Anyway, sometimes. 562733 is your item number. Moving on, to the next one. And this one, of course, is the one that features the set number 2. Again, 25 beautiful designs. I would love a dress like that, wouldn't it? Just amazing. That would be absolutely stunning. And look at those beautiful, deep, rich magentas in there, the feathers as well. And then we have got this, you know, the kind of the darkness in here, but with those vibrant colors. Think about die cutting these. Think about the stamping on here, backgrounds in there. And think about bringing in die cuts as well. So die cut, and of course, bringing them as well. And of course, you have, look at that. I love how you have got the background in here, then you have got the same kind of background, but then those drippings of color in there as well. You have got, this is like pastels, bringing those colors in as well. So this, Kim, you're absolutely, Kim, our producer, is just like in my ears, like, oh, you know, you need to, that reminds her of street art. And I completely agree. Street art, you know, when you go to a beautiful city and then you discover the kind of run. So, oh, that's, no, it looks level, but it's not. Spot the difference. Circles, oh, she's on it, she's on it. This one as well, it looks the same, but it's not. No. Yeah. It's not, yeah. That is just a little bit, yeah. Spot the difference. I mean, that's the, that has got the, you know, you can see it there. So it's like, but also you can see it. Sorry, but I just love these ones because you can see that they have got like the same story, but they are a little bit different. It's like twins. They're like twins, but not quite. Can you spot the difference? Can you see it, Kim? Yeah. Yeah. and then as well. So you, and then that one you're thinking, oh yeah, that one is repeated, but look at this. Yeah. So there is a difference. They are like twins, but not, you know, not the identical twins, but you know, that's what they are. But it's fun. It's fun. And of course you can still bring them in and die cut them and print them and matting and layering. Grab yours with a £5 saving, £14.99 is your price. 273755 is your item number. More ways to save? Well, of course, freedom. Here's Leonie to tell you more about it.
Have you heard of freedom? Did you know that as a Freedom member, you could be making savings on every order you place? For just £7.97 a month, you will benefit from selected Freedom member discounts and complimentary standard delivery on every order you place. You will also receive our exclusive Freedom members badge, giveaways and crafty updates. If you shop with the craft store more than twice a month, then Freedom is for you. Don't forget, your Freedom membership is flexible, so you can pause if you're going away, or you can cancel at any time you decide. So what are you waiting for? Give us a call or go to our website, quoting the item number 88888 and join Freedom today.
We're still talking about those fabulous papers and how it's great to have this different, similar but different, because then of course you can choose more intensity or less intensity when you're doing a project. For the papers, details at the bottom of it for set number 2. Now our Julia is ready for another demo. So
yeah, so I thought we would, because they're big images, so they're great for if you wanted to create home decor as well. So have you ever been to the garden centre and seen those ridiculously expensive paintings that are an animal that have like loads of colours on them?
Yeah.
You know, so we're going to do something like that.
Oh.
So you could get it for less than, what are we talking now? £10.99 for 2, so yeah.
Oh, look at that.
So I'm not thinking about colours and where it goes and that a frog's not pink, because, you know, we're just not...
Yeah.
We're not dealing with those limitations. So this is where you need your Dolly Dimples mixed media card, because as you can see, as I said, if there's any watercolour artists watching now, they'd be like, don't put that much water on, please.
But do you find, because yesterday I was talking to my parents, and obviously they're in Spain, so I'm via not Skype actually, was using whatever, FaceTime, whatever it's called. Anyway, so I was showing some of my latest kind of artwork to my dad, who's an artist, and I was like, kind of, yeah, but like I always feel shame when I show it, because it's like I don't consider myself an artist. I'm just a crafter. Although there is not just a crafter, you know, craft is
we're all artists.
But you know,
in our
like
own
my
right,
father has got, you know, art in the museums and things like that.
Yeah.
But then he was like, no, it's great to see you experiment. It doesn't matter what is the right thing. Like you are doing, putting what is considered too much water. But look at the colours you are achieving and the technique.
And I think with like watercolours as well, it's like not to be afraid of them. Just let them do their own thing. You don't actually have to overly think it. The only thing I particularly like to overly think is that I don't put. So, like, I'm making a purple here.
Yeah.
Because we've got the blue and the pink together. Yeah. The only thing that I would consider now is I wouldn't necessarily put a yellow there. Yeah. Because I'll get brown.
Exactly.
So I sort of always make sure, like, here we've got green. So I would make sure that we come out into yellow before I would think about putting pink in. That's the only thought I give this.
So you follow the colour wheel by choosing analogous colours that they are more or less.
See if you do, let's make mud.
Yeah.
Let's make mud, she says. And just so that you don't panic, because as I said, with overly watering this, so we've got purple here, so if we put yellow in here, we're going to make mud. So let's do it. So we're in here, and now it's suddenly lost its vibrancy because it's gone a little bit muddy. So
I mean, it's the colour of my dress, so you're just colouring it.
Sorry.
I'm just joking.
I was trying to think of a really quick comeback there, but my brain just went, yeah, okay.
No, but it's a beautiful colour.
See?
Yeah.
Bit of water.
And then it's gone,
And watercolour is honestly so forgiving. You don't need to panic at all. If it does something you don't like, a bit of extra water and pull it out and we're good to go. So we've removed, I don't know what to do about your dress, but I've removed the mud from
Don't worry, Julia, I was just joking. But the point is that sometimes you want muddy colours in certain...
Yeah, well,
but obviously you didn't want that. Yeah, exactly.
If that's your choice, then there's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
I mean,
I'm
never going to wear this dress again, but,
I'll be watching. I'll send you a message and go, I've seen the dress.
Yeah,
I watch all the time,
So it was a kind of badly said joke.
No,
but my point,
it was hilarious.
The point was that sometimes, like, if you are going for vibrant colours and clean colours, you need to go for colours that they are not fighting each other or making, that was a very...
So I'm going outside the lines, I'm merging, I'm really not, I mean, there's absolutely no skill involved in this at all. You could get your nursery school children at this and they would create the same. And then what we do, because it's like what we do now is to make it arty. We just grab some of the colours that we've used,
perfect.
We add a few splatters, let that all dry. As I said, the ones I did, that's a bit too big a splatter, but we'll just, there you go, see? So you just, and all of a sudden now that we've got a few splatters.
I love that.
I maybe should have avoided the eye.
Yeah.
There we go.
And
so you just tweak. It's got pink eyes, it's got red eye.
Yeah. And of course, this is something that because the size of the stamp kind of thing makes me think this onto fabric would be absolutely
it's amazing.
awesome.
So then I would leave that to dry. And as I said, all of these I've had. There's my frog there finished. So we, I'll try and watch the best camera angle. Right, okay, so we've got two there.
That's good.
So we've got King Kermit and obviously I've matted that onto an A4 black card, but if you could go A3 and have it on your wall. And then we've got a third one there. So that one is the chameleon, but I've done a bit of masking. So that could just be a bit of art, or it can be a starting point for building a mixed media page, which we will do
absolutely
next after
gorgeous. And I love the idea. But you have used watercolor paints for it, but you could use maybe
anything you've got in your stash.
It's like that's water soluble.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, you could even use distress inks, I would imagine.
You could even use alcohol inks if it was on a gloss card. Same technique,
and
but it all
blending solution.
Yeah, absolutely. So
there's so many possibilities. Thank you, Julia. Well, Julia resets for another demonstration. It's great to have those quick fire demonstrations. It's of course the stamps now here because it is a pick and mix, but it is a fabulous pick and mix. You have got 10 different options. However, remember, not only you get to choose which ones are your 2 favorite, but also it's better than half price. It's better because you are not paying even for one and you're getting 2 of them. Now, shall we go through the names and the stamps? Yes, my darling. I'm just saying, my darling. Okay, my producer. It's like, and there we have it. I'm such a funny mood today. I don't know what's wrong with me. Tropical flowers in here. Then we have got the sunshine and happiness. I think I have got a little bit of a sunstroke. That's what I think it is. A sunshine and happiness. That is lovely. This is the first flower that, of course, you know, our Julia stamped. And then, of course, you have got the smaller ones. Think about poinsettias, sunflowers, daisies. It's whimsical enough that you can alter it. But look at the size of these bucks. You can color them in. If you are an alcohol colorist, this is perfect to bring in. And then we have got, of course, the leaves in here, the branches that you can put like a tree or kind of on the side. This is, of course, the Frida, the frog, and of course, she is amazing. You could cut it and decoupage it. I think this will look absolutely amazing. Decoupage or applique with fabric. Then we have in here the every storm, and of course rainbows follow every storm. We have got the hearts and the flowers in there, although sometimes they take a long time to come up. Jungle feathers, and then we have, of course, the chameleon here, which you can use upside down if you wish to do so, because it's kind of fun. And this is Color My World, the set. And then we have got in here the King Kermit as well, with all the different elements. Think about it. If you wanted to, you could fussy cut those elements into it and create a kind of like light through it, and you could decoupage them. Of course you could. And of course we have got Escape to Paradise. I don't know, and a paradise is within us, so we can escape to the inside of us. Anyway, I don't know. Mistakes are the proof that you are trying. Yeah, the things I say. I mean, today I have said so many wrong things. Just yesterday as I was walking into the building, I said the most inappropriate comment to our producer, who has just reminded me of, yeah. Anyway, so I have got live in the moment, and of course you have got the beautiful flower in there, and the same flower, the same coloring, but how different does it look? I love the sizes, that they're sizable. So of course for your projects, for your larger cards or your smaller projects, whichever one you go for, absolutely brilliant. £10.98 is your price. Look at that price. You are saving £19, which makes them better than half price. Now, we are extremely busy, queues on the phone. So if you have got access to the internet, thecraftstore.com will be the fastest and easiest way to check out your baskets. Then you can make the selection of whichever two stamp sets. I hope it doesn't, you know, if you ever hear me say, well, you know, Harry doesn't like to work with me anymore, you will know why, because this is going to fall again. You know, that's, oh, he's giving me the stare. Just put it back, put it back, put it back. Anyway, do check out your baskets. Remember that you can check out whichever two you want, unless you're not paying even for one of them. Well, you're not getting for the full one of them, and you're getting two stamp sets. 625763 is your item number. Now, if you want that mixed media card, this is the cream card actually. You can see it there. We have got the details. Now, this is 300 GSM, which means again perfect for foundation card making, even art journals as well. You are getting 50 of them, saving £4. You're paying $10.99. 956-975. If you wanted the mixed media, that is a white one, and of course it's 250 GSM. You're saving £5. You're paying $9.99. 822-474 is your item number. And with that, Julia has got a fourth demo, so let's join her. So what are we going to do then?
Well, it's the same technique that we've just done. And so, as I said, you could frame it, or you can, you know, do more crafty things with it. It's completely up to you. So I've cut a mask out. So I've just done that using copier paper. I find copier paper is the best because I've kind of lost it
doesn't have that much thickness, does it?
Yeah, and so then when you start stamping, you get good stamping. So I just use a two-way glue, which you'll have on the website somewhere. So I've masked that off, and then we will just sort of continue playing. So this is the thing with mixed media and things like that, or any sort of crafting. You just keep going till you're personally done and happy. So we've got pop a little bit of detail on with the stencil. This brush doesn't seem to be wanting to pick up. There we go. I was just needing to be a bit more brutal.
Okay, yeah.
There we go. So we've got that. And then we've got little circle stamps. So all these stamps have lots of extra little bits.
Of course.
And they're the sort of connecting pieces that put things together. So I'm going to just making a right mess of my stamping here. I think I'm rushing. Got to breathe. Right.
Okay.
So I'm just going to stamp some of these circles up. Oops. Like so. And even if we get a black splodge, it's not the end of the world. We just incorporate it somehow. Let's have some coming off the edge as well, because we can.
Or put a butterfly or a flower.
Yeah,
or
well,
ribbon.
that's it. Yeah.
Or another stamp.
Our what was that? Anteater butterfly, one of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll get some pens in now, and we can just colour in some of the circles. So as you can see, there's again not a huge amount of skill involved in here. Anyone could do it.
So you're using Ecolines now, and are you still using the mixed media white card, or is it the cream one?
So this is the cream. This is the Dolly Dimple. So we've had inks on it. We've had watercolors on it. One of my favourite things.
Pretty Gets Gritty.
Pretty Gets Gritty crackle gel from our mixed media queen that we all.
Lynette Jasper.
Yeah, that's it. We've all learned so much
Which
from
is
her.
so funny, because we keep being on the schedule together, and there is always last minute changes, and then we never get to work together.
She's on tomorrow as well.
Maybe hopefully I have got her.
There we go. I love this. It's like those enamel things, you know, like your glossy accents and things like that. But it crackles. So it's like you can get such precise things with it. So we've got that. So I'm going to take that off now.
Okay. I love that. See, it's funny because that technique of a watering and then color, I just think it's just such a beautiful way to incorporate color with ease, with without precision.
We've not done anything difficult. We've literally just sloshed paint about. So we've got that, and then if we wanted, so we could pretty it up. We've got our dies, so we could sort of, let's have a little fiddle. We could sort of, if we wanted to. So you just stop where you're happy. So we stick those down. Do we have glue? Yeah, it's over here.
Fabulous. That's kind of, and you know, when you started becoming part of the design team, what was it that you wanted? Why is it? Because you're very talented, so you could go into any design team. So why it makes you kind of become part of the?
They have a wonderful family, you know, values, you know, that they really look after their artists. They bring lots of talented artists on board and really care for them. So I like their ethos.
Yes.
And obviously very whimsical designs and things.
And you can be like, your love of colour can really shine with them.
Absolutely. And I like scene building, and I like quirky and whimsical. So it sort of ticks all of those. And yet it's different
from your own stuff, isn't it?
It is. And sometimes it's nice just to play with something a little bit different.
Yeah,
it kind of expands your own creativity. If you sort of only did your own stuff, you'd sort of
and of course you're using now the dies to add that dimension.
Yeah.
I love
And
how you're layering them.
I could just create a bit of dimension on that. So I've got gone very pretty with this one, but what I will do is I'll just neaten this up, because all of that untidiness shall bother me somewhat.
Yeah.
So we'll just flip that round.
And then
like so. And then I would have to add a little border. To be honest, I'd be quite tempted just to sort of even doodle around the die cuts a little bit. Just to sort of, I think black always brings things out.
It does, doesn't it?
So, and then I would do a little squiggly border, because that's essential to my life.
Love that.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you try, especially when you prep, you'll know this, you prep shows and things, and then there's like all these little extras that you kind of think, I don't really have time to do that, and then you look at it and like, no, I can't leave it, I have to do it. It's one of those things with I can't leave it, I have to do a border.
Yeah.
So I will just finish this. There we go. So that looks very, very different to our wall art that we just created. So we could leave it like that, or we could take it in another direction. So with this one, I've just followed the exact same thing, but instead of adding die cuts, I've just added a little bit of shadowing.
Yeah.
So it's like stop where you're happy, maybe clean and simple's your style, maybe like full on, you know, a lot darker is your style. It doesn't matter what your style is, you know, you just take it to where you're happy. And then, shall I do this so you can see the crackle?
I love them. It's absolutely stunning. Thank you, Julia, so much. Of course, you are back at 9 p.m. I mean, can we say how amazing Juliet is? She opened the day at 7 a.m. with, of course, EMC Designs, her own brand. Now she's going to stay until 9 p.m. with, of course, Clever Prints. So make sure that you join Julia and myself at 9 p.m. Thank you so much. We'll see you then. But of course, we want to give a reminder of the dies. Now, the dies, you have got 4 different options. It's a pick and mix. You're choosing any 2, and of course they are half price. You are only paying for 1 die set, and of course you can see them here as well. So you can see this one is Jungle Fever dies. Then we have got here a feather, when feathers appear. You just know that somebody that you love is nearby. And then we have, this is one of my favorites. This one is, of course, the bug dies with the alphabet. That is the inner and the outer. So we have also the butterfly, and then we have got the butterfly, which is Flutterbug, and then the first one that we have just seen it. Remember to check out your baskets. Remember, you can select whichever 2 you want, and remember they are at half price, £22.99. That's both the saving and the price. 910609 is your item number. Moving on to, oh, there's one missing here. Oh, I don't know what's happened. Where is it gone, that one? Oh, we have got a flying stamps. Look at, okay, let's put, I think is it? No, it's not the frog, is it? Oh, the chameleon, no, it's not the chameleon. No, not that one, not the chameleon. Is it? Oh, well, anyway, it is King Kermit. He's flown away. He's flown away. Anyway, this is a mystery. I never have it. Choose any 2. Better than half price, because of course $10.98 is what you are paying. And of course, anyway, we have a mystery. The case of the disappearing stamps. Anyway, for you at home, though, you need to know that, of course, you are not paying even for 1 of them, and you are getting 2. Whichever 2 you want, you can.
Have you heard of Freedom? Did you know that as a Freedom member, you could be making savings on every order you place? For just £7.97 a month, you will benefit from selected Freedom member discounts and complimentary standard delivery on every order you place. You will also receive our exclusive Freedom members badge, giveaways and crafty updates. If you shop with the craft store more than twice a month, then Freedom is for you. Don't forget, your Freedom membership is flexible, so you can pause if you're going away, or you can cancel at any time you decide. So what are you waiting for? Give us a call or go to our website, quoting the item number 88888, and join Freedom today.
Hi, I'm Nikki Hassan. I've been working with Heartfelt Creations for about 9 years now. They are crafters, so they know what you crafters want, and they listen to us crafters too. One of the products that really make Heartfelt unique are their flower shaping moulds, where you can make easy, quick, 3-dimensional flowers, which are absolutely stunning.
Hi, I'm John Lockwood from John Next Door and Crafts Too. My crafting journey's taken me through all different types of crafting, from stamping and die cutting to colouring and inking, and loads of different things. I've been working with Crafts Too now for over 3 years, and they produce the John Next Door brand, distribute it and make sure that everything is perfect in that. This allows me to work with the fantastic Crafts Too tools and products, as well as some of their other amazing brands such as 2J Stamps, press cut and the craft artist range of glues and consumables and inks. I really find that this partnership is extremely strong and helps me bring out the best of my products and all the other products within the Crafts2 stable and the ones that I design.
And a very good evening to you, and welcome to the launch of the One Day Special. We've got a brand new launch for you, and also it is a celebration. Yes, an anniversary birthday for the lovely Fairy Hugs, and the lady's going to take me through the whole hour is the gorgeous Julia Watts. Good evening, my darling.
Buddy.
Yay.
Very excited.
So a whole year.
A whole year of Fairy Hugs,
Oh,
yes.
that's
they were
amazing.
born a year ago, and they came to the channel in the October.
Yes. So it's like a double whammy, isn't it? So a mixed
Yeah.
celebration, if you like. Officially the birthday, but also kind of the anniversary.
Yeah.
But do you know what the big thing is?
It's the freebie.
It's the freebie, isn't
I
it,
know,
Julia?
I know.
Shall I hold it up? Because
Yeah,
it's a
it's
gorgeous one-day
amazing.
special. But talk about giving loads away. This is
Yeah.
amazing, isn't
Yeah.
it?
I think it's the biggest set that Fairy Hugs, well, I know it is the biggest set that Fairy Hugs have done.
Yeah.
So it's an A6 stamp set there, but you can see you've got 12 stamps, and that's your freebie.
That's your freebie.
Worth $14.99.
That's your birthday gift from Fairy Hugs if you buy.
They're saying thank you.
Yes. Now, is that just with the one-day special or anything?
I don't know. Don't ask
anything
me
on the
that.
hour?
I don't know the technical
Okay,
details.
sorry there. Sorry, Marcus. Anything in the hour, my lovely producer Emily is telling me. Anything in the hour. And it's one per